you want to use the rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. Good night from the Dusty Wheel. Like we say around here, smash to black.
If you want to use the rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. And we are back with a special guest to kick it off this time. Please welcome back to the Dusty Wheel, the showrunner, Rafe Judkins, and my fellow Innkeeper. How you both doing?
Good. How are you doing, Matt?
Amazing. You ready? You ready to talk about episode 4? Rafe, I remember saying, like, I really was excited to have you come and talk to us about this, obviously because you wrote this episode. And you had brought up, I think in our last conversation, that season 3 is getting us back to, this idea of the characters being in the places that a lot of us book readers expect them to be in, doing things we expect them to be doing, saying some things we kind of expect. And this is just one of those seminal moments in Ruidan, right? So, but before we go there, how are you feeling? This is out worldwide. Like, how are you doing this morning?
It's great. I mean, I've been buried today. Work just never, ever stops on the Wheel of Time. So I haven't gotten to see much of it, but from the little things I have, it seems like people seem to be appreciating the episode from both like the people who know the books really well and people who don't, which is always the goal, especially with an episode like this that, really has the potential to uh alienate non-book readers for
Sure.
one of our wonderful executives at Amazon who's like absolutely devoted to the books in the show was reading and was like texted me and was like, "Oh my God, thank goodness you can skip over all of this Aiel stuff in Ruidan. Like, I don't know what's going on." And I was like, "I've got bad news for you, which is not only am I not skipping over it, I have decided to devote an entire episode of television and a huge amount of your financial resources to bringing this to life."
Thank you. Thank you.
So, so I think it's always been, I mean, it always is with the show in general. Like, I feel like we're doing our best when we can deliver some of the iconic things from the books, but also make them feel really natural and necessary to a non-book reading audience, which is
Yeah.
most of our audience. So,
Yeah.
that with this episode, that was certainly something I set out to do from the beginning.
Well, we were live this morning as it dropped. We did a live watch, and I was right afterwards. We kind of got, immediate feedback from all of the fans that were watching with us, and a lot of them were fans that hadn't read the books. And I remember one that was like 10 out of 10. I loved it. I don't think I understood. We're like, don't worry. There's some nuance here. Trust me. This is layers upon layers upon layers. We're like, yeah, you got to go. This is a Wheel of Time tradition. You got to go back and give this a little rewatch it. You're going to catch more each time you go through.
Yeah, and then also like if you put it together right, it's okay that people don't understand, like they
Yes.
don't need to understand every beat of it.
Yeah.
What they need to understand more than anything is like what it means to Rand and how it affects him and sort of the
Yeah.
expansion of our world through seeing this. So I do think people get caught up sometimes on like, oh, but you actually didn't explain this thing perfectly. And you're like, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Right,
they've
right.
collected the idea of it. I think, it's like even for people who've read the books years ago and you talk to them, they're like, well, Lanfear, she was back there in the Age of the Legends. Like, what was she up to again? And
Yeah,
like I
right.
think people, at least that we've talked to who don't know anything about the books, came away from the episode and they were like, oh, I know who Lanfear was. She was like a scientist seeming thing, and she,
Yeah.
had this big kind of like laboratory spaceship, and she was trying to reach a power that was like they picked up on very
Yeah.
small nuances from the book and like understood it because it was, hopefully delivered well in the context of a scene
Yeah.
that's already meaningful to them because they care about the relationship between Rand and Lanfear, and they like to see these two people together, and they feel like they're learning more about her in
Yeah.
that scene and about who she used to be.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got from them was just like, this is incredible, like so interesting. And they realized there's things they didn't understand, but that didn't
Yeah.
stop them from just like catching kind of like the major themes, if you will. Now, maybe let's dig into episode 4 a bit now. Biggest challenge for you of bringing Ruidian to life?
I mean, the biggest challenge right away, I think, is my core idea with it was we have to put Yosha in all of these prosthetics. And I don't know if people who watch it are able to understand how wrong that can go. Like, it
Yeah.
could be an absolute jump the shark moment for the show of like going into a city that's full of fog and then like one of your lead actors is suddenly in a bunch of different prosthetics telling stories that we have no emotional connection to any of the characters in little vignettes. Like there's a huge number of places that that can go wrong. So we really focused from the beginning on like me sitting down with Yosha, me sitting down with the director, Thomas Napper, with Rosamund, and all of us collectively like putting ourselves into it to make sure that we're delivering the best version of that as possible. And you have Davina and Sharon, Davina Lamont and Sharon Gillum, like in our makeup, hair, costumes, prosthetics, like doing these incredible things for him for really one day of shoot, and that's months of prep to get to
Yeah.
that. I mean, we had to create a whole new city production-wise from scratch, just the number of overwhelming production hurdles that had to be cleared to do this
Yeah.
and had to be cleared with limited resources. Like you really can see people's creativity and inventiveness in it, and our team and our crew, and they, like I think it feels pretty seamless, but it was a colossal undertaking by every human being on the show to pull this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on that first watch, some people didn't recognize that it was actually Yosha. Like that's how well some of
Yeah.
the you mentioned the costuming and one question that like comes up like how much has that wig budget grown since like season one? Like, like it's
Well, it's not even I mean, we do have like just walls of wigs, but a lot of it is the talent of Davina and her team who can and basically just make our people look great no matter what we're asking of her. She comes up with something that feels special. I did say I was like, Davina, I'm gonna need some rat tails. We're doing Rubidian, we're doing the Aiel. We haven't had, obviously in the books, like the maidens all have rat tails, and like it's more a part of today's world and the Aiel world. And we were like, we really want to find that as a through line as you go to the past. And she put up a whole bunch of great little rat tails on our redheaded Aiel people.
yeah. I mean, it was really awesome to see Yosha like take on each of that role. What like some of them were long, some of them were short, but
Yeah.
digging into what was the consideration when you chose which roles Yosha would play as as Rand walked through the columns, because like Janduin, like his father wasn't really one that was mentioned or written in the books in the Shadow Rising. So what was your thoughts behind, okay, what do I need to show, what do we need to show as Rand walks?
Yeah, I feel like my job is to sort of be able to take people who who don't have someone kind of narrating what's going on for them into it. And I think for me, at least, the cleanest and clearest way to get the idea that this is his blood ancestors, because you also have past lives in our world. And the concern is like people will think he's going through his past lives. So to me, having the father as the first one that you see and then calling back to one of like our most iconic scenes in
Yeah.
the show, um, it gives you a really strong emotional connection to this world of visions right off the bat and tells you, pay attention. You might see things here that you know about, that you've seen before in the show. There's like for me, that first one hopefully like connects the audience emotionally to
Yeah.
the idea of these visions, tells them that we're going through the bloodline in a very clear way, and makes them think, I'm leaning into this because I'm about to get payoffs for things I've seen since episode one of season one, and I want to feel like that. And so, to me, it felt very natural, and I tried to write the scene in a style that was as close to the style Robert Jordan had for the rest of the flashbacks, so that hopefully as you watch it, you kind of even can't remember, oh, was that one of the flashbacks in the books or not? I can't remember for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then for the ones we didn't use, because I'd written, we actually almost shot two additional flashbacks that I really liked. One being um, the Aiel singing at Sora to stop a man who'd gone wild with power, which I thought was really powerful and beautiful. And we had one of Jordan, where you sort of get more of the backstory of Kyrian and the gift of water.
Yeah.
And included in that one, we had the maiden with the first short spear. And so those two were the other two that like I really wanted to try to get in, but then ultimately with what we had, the time that we had and the production budget we had to shoot it, those to me felt like the ones that could fall out the most easily and you could still track the whole story. So we thought about it super carefully the whole way through of which of the flashbacks can we use, which ones will feel
Yeah.
complete and whole to the audience if they watch them.
Well, you just broke some hearts out there from a lot of friends of ours who love the maidens, and but yeah,
Yeah, I love
you
that.
know,
We tried to do a nod to it with when Mandain hands the spear over to his wife and she starts the line of spears.
mm,
Um, we because
yeah,
that actress who's amazing, Georgie, she had originally been cast to play the first maiden of the spear.
Oh,
oh
Morin. Yeah.
really? Okay.
That's awesome.
I mean, well, they'll be grateful to know that. Like, again, it's those. I think for many of us, when this is an adaptation of something we love so much, like understanding kind of like how that process happens. That's why you're here. I mean, like getting to kind of talk this through. I know there's gonna be a lot of people like, oh, that's amazing, right? Like people in chat are saying director's cut when, that kind of thing, right? It's that
Yeah,
kind
we
of
don't do it. We
idea.
we very we very rarely do something without thinking about it. Usually it's been like painstakingly discussed with large groups of people and this is
Yeah.
the choice we've made, for a variety of reasons, story and production and all of it wrapped together.
100%. I wanted to make sure that we brought a lot of fandom's voices in here. We went out and asked like send us your questions. We
Oh,
kind of
great.
curated them down a little bit, and I loved this question from our good friend Jenny Lesby Nerdy. She's a content creator out there, and she
No.
said she wrote the theme of balance, like with the Sarkonnen and Kalendor being tied to peace and war, felt really resonant. Was this something you intentionally emphasized, and how do you see this playing out in future seasons?
Yeah, absolutely. Like for me in the writing of this episode, I was trying to use these flashbacks to tell as much story about other things as I can too. And like we have these two very important, I think we've talked about this before, but for the show, we're condensing from having the Chayden Call and Vora's Wand and the and Calendar, just trying to really lock it into like these two sangreal balance between
Yeah.
male and female. And so trying to present, the female side of it in a really, really clear way. And I always thought it was quite powerful. Obviously, I've read now the Ruidan section maybe like 1,000 times working on this, but I found it very powerful. It's not really explored or pulled out like in the book so explicitly, like why the Aes Sedai trusted these people who can't protect anything with these items of
Yeah.
power. And
Right.
I wanted to just put like and I think this is, I'm sure, what was thematically inherent in it and subtext, but like put a point for the audience on it of like, this is and the look, I mean, Katie, she's like an award-winning actress that we got to play Latra, and who came back to us for this season. She was in season one. And just the look she gives when she like holds out the Sakarnan, and this thing is so powerful and so important to her, and she is sort of like submitting to the idea of peace and to giving it over. And we have a lot of stuff about submission and control that you'll see coming this season, and especially how it reacts to the one power. And so I wanted to hit those themes and hit the theme of balance, of submission and control, of peace and violence, and sort of like thread that all through, because these are big themes that exist in our world of the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I mean, the other part of Rudian, Moraine going through the rings. So her visions were so haunting and but so layered. There was so much packed into it. Can you talk about like that process of like how did you create those sequences? Like how did you decide which futures to show and were there visions that you wrote or filmed that you couldn't make
Yeah.
it?
Oh my God, we wrote some ones you guys would die to see that we never got.
Cal, spill the tea.
Because, well, we had this opportunity to, the Rand ones are extremely precise and thoughtful with like 1,000 things I'm trying to do in each word of each one of them. And in some ways, the Moraine ones are a bit more free because it's about like this singular image that you see and like the emotion it conveys and like the punchiness of it and the idea of to me, it was like the flicker, flicker, flicker in the books of like this idea of like unlimited possibility that
Right.
exists. But within that possibility, we know some things that must be and some things that must not. And so, like, how can you create? What we wanted to do was give the audience all these very like visceral and interesting and emotional and exciting images for Moraine, but at the same time that like if someone who knows nothing about nothing is sort of satisfied at the end of that and they'd be like, what are your big takeaways? I think their big takeaways might be the same as the takeaways that Moraine has. And so that was what we were ultimately trying to achieve with them. And then a lot of them were just like, what could we pull off with which actors we had on which days and which places? And, Thomas Napper, the director, who did an incredible job, he came
Yeah,
up with
amazing.
the idea of this rotating camera and found it from a guy who was shooting it in the 70s, and we're kind of the first TV show to do this. So he's so brilliant and brought so much of himself creatively to this, but like basically he and I are like hanging out on the side of set, and one of the other directors calls cut, and we're like, can we grab Maddie for 1 second? We have like Rosamund in a car and we're just gonna try to do one of these rollover rigs, or like, can we throw Natasha in bed with Rosamund for a second and try to pick off a rollover rig? So we were just, constantly trying to pick off the most interesting things we could that at the end of the day could still give off this feeling to the audience of the unlimited possibility of the future, and at the same time there is a limitation within it, and there are certain things that Moraine might come out of it and think are going to happen to her or are not going to happen to her.
Yeah. Uh, so, of those features, do you have a favorite? Do you have like a favorite death scene? And like,
Oh
is
my
there,
God.
is it the
I mean, my
Lanfear
favorite,
in the dark?
I hope I don't know. I'm sure everyone has different ones, but like the one that we were so excited to put up, and we kind of like everyone put a stupid amount of effort into it that it's not necessary, but we thought it was really fun, was is the Emmonsfield Five,
Yeah.
Elaine and Moghedien with
100%.
Lanfear as the Eighth Forsaken.
Yes.
And just as soon as we had that idea in the writer's room, and then we talked to Sharon about it, and she's like, wait, I have to costume them all for one shot. And we're like, can you do it? And she's like, we have to. Like, this is going to be amazing, and Davina comes up with the hair, and like, it just felt like, and there's so much detail into each of those costumes about like what kind of Forsaken each one of them might be, and parents going down the wolf path. There's so much in there that you barely have time to take in. Like, Nynaeve has a lot of stuff to cause pain on her costume that you can see.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe she is a healer who becomes obsessed with pain. There's some Forsaken.
That's never known to happen.
That's
Yeah.
no one would ever do that. I have to say about that, some fans have asked us to point out that we need extended clips and some good promo shots of the Evil Goth Five, or as we call them, the Darkest Timeline. We need
Yeah.
some.
Oh, I like that.
We need some close-ups. How do we get those?
Yeah, I have some BTS shots on my phone. I'll post them. I'll post them tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Oh
Awesome.
yeah. There you go. Everyone's excited about that. Everyone's gonna be in chat like,
Asking you
yes.
shall receive.
I mean, I have to ask this while we're talking about the Forsaken. We've seen Robin, Samael, Lanfear, Moghedien. Have you hidden any other Forsaken who will remain unmasked this season? Like, are there other Forsaken in this season that they're going to remain unmasked?
I mean, you know that there are.
Okay. 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 But like they're hidden in the sense that we might see them but not know.
Listen, I don't want to give too much away. We're being very thoughtful with the Forsaken, and I think there's something potentially controversial that'll happen in episode 8 that people should keep their eyes peeled for with the Forsaken. I'm interested to see the reaction to it. But like we think about the Forsaken a lot. We really want them to be just as exciting in the show as they are in the books, and they're amazing in the books, so that's hard to pull off.
Yeah.
I mean,
the theories that are
Yeah.
coming. Go ahead.
In chat,
Everything
yeah.
the theories that are going to come from this is just
Oh yeah, there was a lot of woe and I'll be honest. What I saw was a lot of Asmodean in chat. That's what I saw. I saw right as soon as you talk, people were talking Asmodean. So I want to go back to Yosha's performance and just ask you about this. Was there just a moment like for us? It was just like it was incredible, right? Like I don't know, he transformed, like we talked about, like people just didn't recognize who it was, and he was able to kind of give such singular performances in each role that he played. Such an interesting thing to go back and watch. So he's so compelling. Maybe speak to us just like, was this always the plan for you? Like, did you know that this could be? Maybe speak to Yosha's performance.
Yeah, I've always believed in Yosha completely, like from when I met him, and we ran those kids through the ringer in their first auditions and their chemistry reads, because I know all of the things that they're going to have to do someday. And we needed people at the very, very top level. Like we just needed to find people who are not only charming and charismatic, but we needed to find actors who had depths that would shock people when we got to the point that they were called upon to do that. And I always knew this would be the episode that we call upon Yosha to do that, because I think, I feel like people feel like we've, buried Rand sometimes. And in a lot of ways, that's quite purposeful in season 2, because in a TV show, when you have a chosen one story, everything can reorient to that person really quickly, and it becomes the only character the audience cares about, and they think that only scenes with that character are important for them to watch, and they have a hard time sort of attaching to your other characters. And this book series is obviously like it's about them all. It's an
Right.
ensemble piece ultimately.
Yeah.
And so we had to make sure that in some ways almost you were more connected to some of the other characters than you were to Rand, so that when he steps into his glory, which he still has plenty of time to do and is still doing through this season, that like you still very much care when we go to a scene where Elaine, Nynaeve, and Matt are shooting the shit with each other in Tanchico. It still has to feel that you are emotionally invested, that the stakes are high there. And so, we've held on giving Yosha his massive moment until now, and I think it'll really
Yeah.
work for people. I think hopefully they see now how incredible he is, and he just keeps delivering through the rest of the season. He has a large number of large moments this season, and this is the start of them.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome to
Yeah,
hear.
I mean, the Rand fans are gonna be happy. I'm a big Rand fan, but a big Matt fan too. So for the Matt fans out there, right, we got to see the iconic fight with Galad and Gawain. Something you've said, you wanted to include, but in a believable way, and it was so well done. But there's other aspects of Matt. There's Matt's luck. So what's your vision of Matt's luck in the show?
I think audience members will see some of Matt's luck come into play this season. I think, obviously in the show, we can only focus on so many things at a time. We have a lot of characters and they have a lot going on. And Matt has something very specific going on with his memories this season, which we're focused on. But people who love the books will see a scene in episode 6 where it is blatantly clear that there is very good luck for Matt involved. So hopefully, like it's still there. It's just not what we want non-book reading audience to focus on right now is what's going on with Matt's head.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah.
I mean,
Um,
oh, sorry. Did you have
no,
something
go
else
ahead.
to say? Okay.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, you've talked about taking some big swings this season, like with the episode 1 cold open. The Ruidan is just a huge swing, and I think it was completely successful. Everyone was phenomenal. Even just like scope and size of the spaces, like Ruidan itself, beautifully done. Is there a next biggest swing moment for you as you're imagining future seasons? Is there one that we would recognize where like that's going to be a big swing for us if we adapt this coming up in the books?
I mean, there's a couple big swings still coming this season. I would say in the future, one for me, like, that I've been working towards, and you see pieces being set in place for this in episode 4 is Dumai's Wells. We've
Okay.
been planting the pieces to pull that off for a long time, and we've been planting the pieces to pull off Ruidian in episode 4 for a long time. Like you need sort of all of these various things to be in place. So, we knew we would want Latra and we'd want her back for this. And, like everything's kind of done with a thought behind it. Sometimes that thought's more about production and how we have to deal with it than necessarily what we most like what our greatest heart's desire is
Yeah.
Yeah.
creatively. It's a balance between those things, but like yeah, we're definitely setting pieces up to hopefully deliver on Do My Wells.
Yeah, and people are going like wild in chat. We do might as well as there. Yeah, so one of the things we noticed in episode 4 and previous episodes too, we like our world references. So like this morning when we were watching it, we saw the Lewin flashback, and we're like, oh, hobbits, like that, like kind of feeling of hobbits. We saw the Death Star, like
Yeah.
Sharom feel, the Queen of Hearts with Morghese. Is there a favorite like reference from like our world that you've been able to include in the show?
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I think one of the things that's my favorite is some of the modern references Sharon's able to get into the costuming in the show. I think are really successful for us. Like because it doesn't just look like any other fantasy show or medieval show. Like she finds these modern cuts, these modern biases, like all of these different ways to put something that registers to the eye as modern into this otherwise kind of 17th century world. So I those are some of my favorite things, and I think she does them really successfully.
Yeah, I think one of the things I've heard from the shredding scene is some of the Aes Sedai look like superheroes in terms of
Yeah.
like something like when Jane comes in, it's like this superhero coming in. It's yeah, totally. It looks awesome.
Yeah, no, she does incredible.
Rafe, I just wanted to say, I know as we're coming to the end here, maybe just I'll have one final note here, but thank you very much for making some
Oh, of
time
course. And I
today,
have a few more
showing
minutes
up.
if you have
Do
another.
you? Okay, okay. We'll take that. Because I wanted the one thing we didn't really get to talk about was just like the production this year. People have been talking about this from just they say cinematic, right? They're just like we watched the episode today, and one of the comments at the end was like, "This felt like a movie." And
Yeah.
so I kind of wanted to understand, like, was it who led that decision to go from that 16:9 aspect ratio to that wider
I mean,
ratio,
it's
and like,
something
yeah,
we tried to do in the first season because it really does give a much more cinematic feel to things, and it just wasn't something that Amazon did at that time. And then once they were open to doing it, we did this season, and so it's we're always trying to give anything we can to give it a cinematic feel, but it's
yeah,
it's the same people working on the show, like David Luther, who's the
yeah.
incredible DP for episode 4, did 2 of the episodes in season 1, too. And our directors are back from season 1 and 2. So they're incredibly talented people, and they're being able to fully utilize their talents now, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's beautiful. I mean, are you guys actually shooting on film?
No,
Okay, because people are
yeah.
just like, oh man, the look of it just I don't know, man. It's like every episode I've gone through and just taken shots, and it's
It's
just yeah,
beautiful. And our colorist, Jody Davidson, is amazing. Like the post team, I also feel like one thing that people might underestimate in episode 4, especially, is some of the really beautiful, subtle VFX. Like in Ruidian, what they do sometimes a lot of the fog is practical, but some of it is very delicately done by the VFX team to make the scene more beautiful and to give it more scale, and just like silhouettes of the buildings in the background. Like these things are very subtle, but they really add a lot to the cinematic feeling of it. And Andy Scrace and his team did, like, I just thought, an unbelievable job of taking what Thomas and David shot and
yeah.
just making it feel like the world is bigger.
Oh, I mean, just like putting this comment on. Kudos to Post. Yeah,
Mm.
amazing job.
I
While we
posted
have you here, though, we have to revisit a season one mystery with you.
Okay.
It's been a long time coming, right?
Uh,
We can you finally release the Steve story for us in
oh
this
my
moment?
God. No, it has to remain a mystery forever.
All right.
No,
Oh,
you
We
okay.
didn't
guys, the
think. We didn't
Steve
think.
thing,
Yeah.
I will say genuinely nothing makes me laugh harder than the Steve thing, though. Like the writers and I will still just text Steve to each other sometimes because we had nothing to do with it. It was, I won't give the story, but like, it's just so fucking funny. You can't really grasp it.
No one is here. It's just us three, Rafe. No one will ever find out about this
I'll
story.
never stop laughing about it. I'll be 80 years old and someone will say Steve, and I'll just be like, that was crazy.
Uh, that's
Innkeeper, do you
awesome.
have a final question for
Yeah, I mean,
Rafe?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, things that you teased, right? You teased that there's on screen this season later, a few of the cast sing. Um,
Hmm.
is there someone who surprised you and their voice surprised you and they're singing, or will be surprised by when we were like, oh, this person is singing?
You know who's amazing singer in the cast? Like, we just have, it's funny when you hang out with the actors sometimes, like, they're all good singers, except for Taylor. No, but the our actors are all like, we went out for a big karaoke night after the cast party, and literally every single one of them got up and just like knocked it out of the park. Don't go to karaoke with a bunch of actors because the writers, we provide a classic karaoke experience, which is drunk people singing badly. Um, and the actors, on the other hand, are giving like a masterclass performance in how to sing. We have a lot of, I wish more of our cast members could sing because we like, oh, Kate's a great singer. Like we just have a lot of good singers on the cast. Donal, Kira, there's a bunch.
Awesome.
I will. I'll ask you my last question here. We have a lot of friends again among fandom, and some really love the Aiel, and they have like a talk show, and they talk about the Aiel, and they focus on it in a way that, like, I'm a wetlander. I don't understand the Aiel.
You
But
don't
they
like
asked.
the Aiel, Matt. This is a reveal.
I don't understand them as well, But I
I
mean,
mean,
they're
Lanfear.
wonderful. But I'm a land. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
Stanfear, right?
Yeah.
How did one of the questions they sent us, and I wanted to throw one in there for them. How did the development of Melindra, the Valkyrie Aiel, happen, and will we see any other Outlander Aiel this season?
Um, Interesting. I mean, some of you know that you have seen other Outlander
Right.
this season. But I think that what I did think the idea of Outlander Aiel was interesting, and we really wanted we tried to take some of the elements from the Matt story in Ruidan and thread them into other characters' stories in the Aiel way, sorry. And so we liked the Melindra story a lot. And we wanted Lan, obviously, Moiraine is grappling with her mortality this season. And so if Moiraine is gone, then what does that mean for Lan, and see him grapple kind of like with Malkier, because we don't, obviously Lan in the show is not as settled and static as Lan in the books. Like he's just an absolute sort of like rock of stability in the books. And our Lan is a rock of stability too, but he has more of an arc to take to get to where he starts in the books. And so hopefully Melindra, you'll start to see some shades of that come out, and we start to understand that Lan has a very important destiny and journey that has nothing to do with Moiraine and nothing to do with Nynaeve, and it has to do with him and who he is and what he was born to. And I think, hopefully the audience will start to feel that more significantly this season.
Awesome. I saw them in chat. They're ecstatic that you were able to kind of give that answer. Just a last note, we do polls around here always, and we're always polling our audience at the Dusty Wheel. And I started one at the beginning of the show, and it said, is season 3, episode 4 your favorite Wheel of Time episode of the series? And of the 615 people who have voted in this poll, 88% say yes. So it's like huge, phenomenal success in what you guys were trying to accomplish with this episode. So thank you very much. What a wonderful way.
Wait till they see episode 7. I think that's going to be a big one for them too.
Okay.
Dave Hill and Kieran Donnelly did a really incredible job on that one. I'm very excited for people to see it. I mean, I like all the episodes this season. I think they're all super strong, but 7 is similarly I think there will be a lot of people who come away with that as their number one.
Wow. Awesome. Well, we can't wait to. We really appreciate you giving us some extra time. Everyone, we'll be right back to talk about Rafe's answers and do more of the after show, dig into the series a little bit more. We're going to step away. I believe when I click this button, it's going to say, be right back. I can't remember. I didn't set this one up, so it'll probably say something like that. So we'll be right back, everybody.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
if you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. And welcome back. Just you, Innkeeper. Just you.
Just me.
It's just you and I. What did you feel about that Steve answer? How are you feeling?
How are you feeling? I'm with Rafe. I don't want to know. Like really, like I mean.
By the way, like there's a lot of people that have no idea what we're talking about. Hopefully in chat you have. But
that is kind of the fun now.
Yeah, yeah.
That is like the.
Right.
It's part of the fabric of like like the wheel of time turns. Like the legends turn to myth, right? Like Steve's a legend, now it's a myth. Like by this time, season 3, we talk about Steve. No one knows who Steve is, so it's just like that kind of. Some people don't know. They've never heard of Steve, and that's okay. I thought the one where Rafe was like, well, there are Forsaken, and I'm like, what?
I know. Well, it was so funny because I poorly like the question. I was like, oh shoot, like yes, we know, but wait, are you saying that they're in the season? And then I thought he was going to be like, well, but then he kind of like dug in a little bit.
He was like,
so,
yes, basically.
Like, how did you feel like that answer was? Like, I was like,
we need to go find Forsaken. Is how I felt.
I was like, that's what I felt. I love chat here. All hail Steve. I hope you guys had a good time. Steve is the song. We don't want to ruin Steve. Steve is the Holy Grail question. Steve the creator, not Bella. He who tells us who Steve is in August. Need a better Steve explanation.
Yeah.
Steve equals Waldo.
It's not like it's not like he told us who Steve was backstage just now. Didn't happen. Yeah.
Like that definitely did not happen.
That
we did not like
happen.
follow up on Steve.
Steve,
we
like
didn't
the word.
Spend, like when we were gone for like 5 minutes, he definitely was not telling us.
Yeah. That didn't happen.
No. Let me take a sip of my drink there. What a great interview with Rafe. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. I know a lot of you sent questions in. Basically, the process is we just try to kind of distill down everything into like what we think is going to, be best to hear from them. Sometimes we hear him answer questions elsewhere. We know questions that he's already answered, and so we might not ask yours just because it was like, no, he's already kind of given us, an answer for that.
Right.
Rain, yes, I agree. I love being part of this fandom, so it's the best fandom ever for me, for sure. And yes, no, I love that. Did we? I can't remember. I gave our next guest. Did I not give our next guest
the link?
Yeah. Look, today's been a long day, everybody. Today's been a long day.
Do you feel like you're okay now?
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Okay.
The whole build up. By the way, the way this works is like we feel like really relieved. Like after the stream, it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The anxiety begins of like, do we have guests? Have we? Monday we're like in it like all the way through for 3.
But the funny thing is like it's like when something comes up, it's like, oh, is that happening? Like, is that happening tomorrow? Like something like new comes up, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh.
Let me go see what people said to this poll question. 235 votes on do you ever want to know the mystery of Steve? It's pretty divided, actually. I'm kind of surprised. 58% never. 42% just please end it. Exactly. Matt 24 hours ago, everyone stay up. I don't know what's going on. Exactly. Grace, How are you doing?
Hey.
Sorry, I was like, Grace hasn't joined us yet. I don't know what's going on. That's
Honest was texting me like, "Where are you?" I'm like, I don't know where to go.
Did you like Rafe's answer about the thing you posted on Blue Sky? How do you feel about that? The fact that Rafe talked about that.
About the maidens?
Yeah.
No, I appreciate the answer. I'm glad that he shared that about the extra scenes. I didn't quite catch, did they actually film those scenes and then cut them, or they wrote them but didn't actually film them?
I think he said script. I think he's
Scripted. Okay.
yeah, I think it was more it was the writer's room floor. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's how I understood it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it feels good just to know that they wanted to put it in. And I love the nod. I did catch that actually, and it did make me think of that moment when she puts the spear in the ground. I'm still hoping maybe there'll be more background given if they talk more about Tigraine, or maybe in the future if Rand gets his little entourage, maybe we'll get more maiden time. But I totally understand how this episode, there was so much going on and it's focusing so much on Moiraine and Rand. I totally get that it would have been kind of a deviation to go off to tell the maiden's backstory since we're telling Rand's backstory.
Right.
Yeah, it's and it is one of those, the amount of things like he talked about, like, hey, why did they cut that? And then he's like, they is me.
Yeah.
You can feel that about like,
right.
You can feel that about this kind of thing, right? Where it's like, oh, like, yeah, this would be amazing to include. But, and it's all that group getting together going like, well, how do we tell the story the best in this moment? Things like that. And it's like, okay, we'll have to cut this thing. But hopefully, like you said, and I think they've done a good job of that, is like, maybe they don't give it to us in the moment that we anticipate in the book. But they're cognizant of it, and if they can bring it in, they do later. So yes, I'm hopeful too. We didn't do a follow-up to that question, but I was glad to at least kind of get an acknowledgement there from what their thought process was. I probably totally missed it. If you can tell, like we were both switching off with questions. Did I miss the 7th role for Yosha? Like I saw someone say,
yeah.
What did he say?
He started talking about it.
What did I say?
Didn't he start? I felt like he started answering our questions before we could ask them.
Yeah, he did. What did he say?
I don't know if we asked it or if he answered it. I don't know either.
I saw somebody say, I'm glad he confirmed it. So if you confirm something about a 7th role that got cut, let us know. Frozen Flame said, Innkeeper Hatch is delirious. Love it. Yeah. Post like big interviews, like
it's actually like freeing, isn't it?
Yeah, there'll be like a crash later, but right now I am like friggin', this is great.
Yeah, this is the best. Like riding high right now.
Yeah, no, this is like a lot of energy. Yeah.
But what's funny is you both had the same energy last night too.
Oh, did we? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Last night I felt like we were. I mean, it was Ruidan night. Like we knew what we were going into. I don't know how our energy was like after show this morning. But yeah.
Yeah, I that was the one question I don't think we like totally the 7th role question. That'll have to be out there for people to ask. By the way, Trian, if you don't know Trian, has created some more season 3 inspired leather crafting, and I don't have the images just yet, but I'm going to show them here shortly. So if you stick around tonight, at some point, we will do a giveaway, and then we'll figure out how to get those to people. So we'll do some giveaways and figure that out. Honestly, we just haven't had a lot of time to figure it all out. It's just been it's been a crazy busy time. So, but yes, huge shout out to Trian in chat. These are amazing, and I will send these to myself, and then we can show the images on screen, and you can kind of get a look. Just amazing. Actually, some of the, it's like, hold on a second. I'm afraid I'm like stuff.
Don't break something. Yeah, you're gonna break something.
I know. Like this right here. This cover. Trian made it. This is freaking amazing, man. Like,
is there a book in there?
There is a book in here.
Okay.
It's Origins of the Wheel of Time. That's the book.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And like, these things are, and then like more, right? Like these things are super talented.
Yeah. I have.
Do you have one, Grace, that you would like to show
do
us
too,
also?
but it's not on my desk, but I do have one. At least one. I might have more than one.
Yeah, by the way, Trian said this was the best thing. I have the best thing that Trian ever made. Yes.
She said one, so I mean one of the best. So
okay, fine. It is it's signed by Michael Livingston too. So yeah.
Yes, it is. I was there when he signed it. Like I remember that.
I love Trian's work. Trian's amazing. Like I said, we'll send these to you. What are we even doing for the rest of the night?
do you want to dig into what Andy the thing Andy?
Oh yes,
let me send that to you.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Was there a new Andy comment? I haven't seen any since yesterday.
No. But there's a what do you call it? An image of the Column Dom that we want to go over because I remember like when they showed this image before, there wasn't anything in the air above this location. So when we talked about the people being out in the fields, we were like, I wonder if this is related to like the Showrunner, but we didn't see it. And so we never like zoomed in on the buildings, or we're just getting a better look at them now. So yeah, do you want to share that with me, Innkeeper?
Yeah.
I'll show that in the. Sorry, everybody.
Why don't you show it in? Yeah, show it in the episode, and then what I sent, because that'll be like this is looks like a few words in the books, like a few lines, a word here and there about the Column Dom, and this is how amazing. We're watching it. No, let's watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That was a good
place to start.
Was this not the one? Is this not the location? Oh yeah, Here we go.
No, but I think you see it later. So I think you don't see it until he leaves.
No, right there.
Oh, you do actually. But yeah, no, but you see it there's better shots after.
Oh, there's better shots after? Okay.
Yeah. Because when it's actually when he's back. When he's left.
When he left.
Yeah.
Do we have to skip this part? That's fine. We can skip it. It's fine. I can come back to it later. It's good. When he goes back out, you see it as he's standing there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So you see there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a much better shot. And you have.
And then there's more. Like you see it there.
Right.
And then right there. And I think there's one more that's really good. Yeah. But yeah, if you show the.
Do you have?
Yeah, it's the most recent on X. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me go. I don't think we talked about the fact that we could. This was not the mood we were in this morning. Or this morning was not like zoom in mood.
No.
So yeah, here is basically the small city, and this is the Column Dom, right? Do you have the description of the Column Dom?
Yeah, so I mean, it's basically a university, right? And so it's like a university campus, and there's white buildings with blue and silver domes. That's under the Showrunner. So like the top two and the bottom left, I haven't touched at all, but the bottom right, I enhanced a little bit, so you could see the silver domes, you could see the blue domes, and that's the university part of that. And then you take the showings from I think from there up to the research kind of place. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah. It's like a college town. It's like a college town in the middle of it's like
coastal. I think it's a coastal. I think it's a coastal city, at least
in Iowa
in
somewhere.
The books. It's a Midwestern, yeah.
Yeah. Rand said same city we saw in the trailer. I didn't see. Did we get this good of a close up of this? I think it's because we didn't have the Showrunner there, so it's like we couldn't match the two together.
Did we? Huh? Yeah, I don't recall.
Well, it wasn't there. It wasn't in the air over. So
that wasn't.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is it at? Yes, I'm seeing people say yes, blue and silver domes, and I like Roberto's Visane or Visaint.
Nice.
Grace, how did you feel are Are you at like a higher level of excitement for the episode than you were when it came out? Have you come down a little bit, or you just kind of like peaked at wherever you were at?
I'm definitely coming down. I think there was a lot of excitement. I didn't sleep well last night before and after the episode. And
Yeah.
I think today I hit peak excitement when I was taking screenshots and posting stuff. But I'm getting tired now. So I think it's not that I don't love it as much as I loved it when we saw it. It's just I'm kind of fading a little bit on the energy level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that happened last week too. There were like 3 episodes, and like the engagement like had these peak, like it had like a peak 2 hours, and then afterwards everyone's like, "We're tired.
We're tired."
yeah. That definitely, you know.
Ninja's Lightbrand's like, I'm from Indiana. We really do have universities in the midst of a corn and wheat fields. That's basically what we're seeing here.
I don't know if like there was any significance to this, but you know when Latra gives the Skarnan to Rand. I'm just gonna say Rand. They all go down on their knees, and there's something about on your knees in the White Tower, like like aspect of like interesting that they did that. It was kind of a respect thing. Yeah, it was interesting.
I just don't know how you're like connecting it to the one with. I'm trying to understand. Like, I understand the statement, but like, how are you trying to match those?
I mean, like, didn't Swan say like on your knees, Moiraine said I, like that's like you show respect in the White Tower, like like 3,000 years ago versus now is the same vibe, I guess.
Gotcha. You're saying like there's some resonance there between like okay.
I get that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to rewatch when Dusty Talk is done. I honestly don't know what we're doing tonight. I'm just here excited that we got through like a fun interview, and I thought we'd talk about the episode. So, Grace, I'm going to go to you here. Is there an aspect of the episode now that you've thought it through, you've had time to kind of process, where you recognize something new? You thought about something a little bit deeper that you hadn't noticed before, or just something you wanted to revisit from a conversation standpoint?
Wow, that's a big question.
Why didn't you think on that? I actually have one. I have one.
Okay, and I'll think because that's a tough one.
There's that point at the end of the first vision where it goes between Janduin and Rand, and Rand's hands are bloody, and I'm like, oh, like is that like what's the metaphysics there, or because it feels like he was there, and like is that
right here,
his mother's blood, and it
does. I don't know if that's an interesting question of like, was it just kind of for the purpose of connecting them in that moment, because yes, the visions, or is he like somehow scraped his hands or like cut his hand? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, is it that, or like, because he looks like if you keep going, right, he's gonna scream right there, and then it cuts to Rand, and then he's holding her, so his hands are getting bloody, and then Rand looks down at his hands, and they're bloody, and it's just like, is that
was he on the ground here when he
was feel... he does go to the ground,
so I wonder this feels like a little bit like when you have who is it, Muradin, who's in the
Muradin,
this feels like one of those moments like he gouges his eyes out,
so maybe he's just
I kind of wonder if this is like he's rubbed his hands raw on the ground with what's happening, and he has blood on them because of that, although they're not like covered in sand or anything. I don't think it's actually like pulling from the vision, although it might just be an artistic moment, right? They're trying to get us visually to connect the two. Grace, do you think that it's actually meaningful in that way? It's just like something they added to this to kind of connect with, like maybe it's the blood of his mother there, or do you think, this is the aspect of walking through the columns, and sometimes you're like almost hurting yourself as you're kind of like living some other vision of a life?
Yeah, I think when I first saw it, I interpreted it as the same as what happens in the accepted test, that if you something bloody happens while you're in the rings or in the columns and you come back with the blood on you. So I thought it was Tigraine's
You think
blood.
it's one of those?
You
Okay.
like you live
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like he's living
Yeah, you
it.
live it. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think there's been some discussion of like the similarities between the columns and the rings in the tower, and how they function. So that's just kind of
The
how
arches, yeah.
the arches, sorry, not the rings.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
rings
so-
too. The rings, columns, and the arches are all kind of the same like idea.
Where does the blood come from? Yeah, it's like, you know, he scraped his hands. You know,
I was trying to like
it's
what I was
like
thinking of was like
blood brought from his.
it's his mom's blood.
You think? Well, I mean, okay, I'll put mom's blood. That's fine. Is there any other third option here? I don't feel like there is.
Blood
like-
on the rock. I mean, that
Like
just
his
kept
own
carrying-
blood
like,
or his mom's blood, basically. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that this. Well, how do I feel about the metaphysics? Of this one?
yeah.
This one's tough. Every time I thought in the books when they're walking, when they come back from their vision, they're always seeing the person ahead of them. Like he's always like that person isn't disappeared or gone at times. And so it doesn't feel like a physical absence from the space. It feels more of like a soul absence, if you will, or like a soul experience, not a physical one. So that's where I kind of like, now for the show, they can do whatever they want for the show, right? Like, and so they may have interpreted it that way. So yeah.
It was a very Flickr experience, maybe. Like it's more more Flickr experience.
Transitioning between the scenes,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
And yeah, people are like pointing out like
Lingering vision. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you could go like, yeah, there's more nuance to the question. Now I'm annoyed at the poll. Now I want to re-ask the poll. I like Calix said, isn't his blood the same as his mom's blood? Column's blood.
Does it matter?
And then WrestleMania said it's actually not there, but he sees it. Ah, shoot. That was the other option that I'm annoyed that we didn't. We're asking the poll again. We're just doing it.
Self-compulsion.
No.
Self-mask of mirrors.
If you're unfamiliar with the show and you're just here because of the Rafe interview and you're like, what are they even doing? We poll the audience a lot, and we sometimes redo polls. So where does the blood come from? And we're gonna say, it's what are we gonna say? It's really like
Scrapes.
It's real
Rand's
blood on his hands. That's not good. It's I can't come up with I'm trying to think of like how to prevent these from being.
I don't understand. Like I don't like the poll can be whatever. Like you just go with it.
It's Rand's blood on his hands. Mom's blood brought back. And then it's like imaginary, or it's like vision. It's vision blood. That doesn't make any sense.
No. Mask
But
of
we're
mirrors.
asking the poll.
Mask of mirrors.
There we go.
Mask of
Vision
mirrors.
blood.
Oh, no, wait,
That's it. That's it.
No, really? We need the fourth. We need the fourth.
No, that's it. Is Rafe still secretly in chat? That's the real question. I don't think so. Dusty polls don't need to make sense. Exactly. Luigi's like, I don't think it's that deep. Probably not. Probably not.
Like that doesn't stop us from polling.
Yeah, no. He talked about that. Like he kind of wasn't he talking about this? Like he thought of this as the flicker. No. He was talking about Moiraine.
Yeah.
They thought of the futures as kind of our flicker, which is.
Yeah, he was a farmer. He was like, yeah.
No, I'm trying to think through the flicker is a little bit. No, I mean. The Portal Stone flicker is functionally the same. Like you're seeing variations. They were seeing variations on their futures, right?
Yeah, and they live their lives, right? Like he lives until he dies, right? Like that's what happens. And I think this is what happens here too. That Moiraine actually lives all of these lives in a soul level, not again in a physical level like the arches. Yeah.
I would like to. We're going to watch this scene a little bit. We will try to put not too much up on the screen here, but I just love this this moment. So, and I haven't done the rewatch it yet.
That's
So
what my father showed me when I was learning to use the bow. To picture a flame in my mind and feed everything into it. Fear, hate, anger. Until my mind was empty, only the flame and the void. He was a blade master, your father. There's a lot I don't know about him. I know he was a soldier when he was younger, before me. But our life was just the sheep in the mountains, following the rain, the grass, up mountain in the summer, down in the winter. We knew every path through our woods, every meadow, every stream.
man,
You can come to know this place too.
I loved that conversation. It was one that I feel like was missing from like early on, right? In like season 1. Now they're able to take this conversation and really kind of like add a dimension of what's happening in the moment, right? So Land's like, you can come, like he's connecting Rand to like this moment. And that's where I've been waiting for Land to have this kind of effect and like touch when it comes to the EF5. You know, he's really connected with Nynaeve, right? But he hasn't like really connected as much with the others. And so did you feel the same way on this one, Grace? Is this a relationship from the books that was meaningful to you, or was this kind of like, no, this is a cool shot, it was interesting?
I mean, I think you know what the most meaningful part of this episode was for me. So Rand
Sure.
and Lan, like I love them, but to me, like that relationship didn't resonate as much as others did in the books for me. Yeah. But I'm still glad we got to see it for sure. Like it was a beautiful moment to have that scene.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's what this fandom experience is like, right? I mean, this is what everyone's living right now. I made a big deal about this in season 2 because like my favorite character and favorite scenes were all over the place. Like I was just like, there's that one, and these are new ones, but I still love them with Lanfear. In the same way, I think it feels like they did hit on a lot of ours, right? Like that's what I got from chat was people were really feeling like, oh, they finally brought this relationship in. They finally gave it some time, whether or not, or finally, Avienda, right? The moment, right? I'm assuming that's the moment you're talking about, or is that with Avienda with the Wise Ones, or no? Which was your?
Yeah, that scene is the standout scene for me. Was Avienda and the Wise Ones and breaking the spears.
Yeah, was it? For you, was it the breaking of the spears moment, or everything that happened after that was the most impactful, like emotionally for you?
The most impactful was after Bear broke the spears, what she says to Avienda, and the way it was portrayed by the actress. She's saying to her, I went through this. And she starts off talking about like doing my duty and like being strong, and then you see the tears in her eyes, and so there's like this compassion in it for like, I know what you're feeling right now, and it was just really powerful to me because it was like she's totally not over this, but she's putting on this strong face to help Avienda through it. And someone on Blue Sky, I think it was Island We, made a really great comment that this sort of is sort of the opposite of what we see with the Aes Sedai in terms of how they're very cold after and during the testing, or they were very cold about people dying, whereas the Aiel seem to have more compassion with these kinds of things, which is
funny. Yeah, like,
interesting.
Wait, the Aiel are compassionate, the Wise Ones are compassionate. It's like
yeah.
I think we're reading the same thing, but that doesn't resonate with me. But yeah, in that moment, like what they showed us, totally.
No, but when you juxtapose them, there is at least
like your pain is your own, like, or what is it? What does like Leandrin say to Nynaeve? Like
your pain is your own. Don't trouble us with it.
Yeah. Like you're like at the end of the arches, there's like this like it's on you now. Like, don't talk about it.
Well, I mean, just to think about like what are they supposed to do? Like, there's a serenity. There's a kind of a I want to say coldness, but it's like when you think about the testing for the Aes Sedai, when you think about like what they're required to do, that how they do it doesn't feel like it does. It now that you say it with the Aiel, it does actually feel like it's warmer is not the right word, but to me, I just can't think of the right word, but it's
I think
more humane. I don't know how to say it.
it's almost more empathetic in a way. Like they have their ways, like kind of arranged better. They have like their like whatever, however they do stuff, it's just better for the person to do whatever they're going to do, like to be part of the Aiel culture. Like if they're going to be part of the Wise One, like the way they do it compared to maybe how the Aes Sedai train people, and like how like Egwene left, right? Like Egwene's like no.
Less Aes Sedai. Yes.
But did you
More
see
compassionate,
Jen Randstand's comment? It's a really good comment.
Oh yeah, Jen's be steadfast. The way back will come but once. Versus your heart and your mind and your strongest weapons now come back to us. Yes, like
yeah.
It feels like someone's going to be there when you get back. With the Aes Sedai, it just feels in my mind like you just have to let go of everyone. I don't know.
We're just gonna pour some water on you and move on.
Did you see Hybrid Havoc?
Yeah, it's official. The Aiel way is just better.
This is just funny. Like, I actually like. I'm not like that big of a fan of the Aiel. I actually like the Aes Sedai better, but it's mainly because like I think the Aes Sedai are they have so many faults, so they're just so much more interesting to me because they think like that was the first, like when I was first reading the book, you meet Moiraine, you meet Elida for the first like 2-3 books, and you're like, these people have their they have it together. Right.
Sure.
Like they know everything. Like they're on the top of their game. And the more you learn about them, you're like, oh, like they're like fools. They don't know what they're doing. And the more you know about the Aiel, you're like, oh, they're actually like, yes, they have faults. But like they're like so sure of themselves in terms of their beliefs. That it's that one fault, that one thing, the oath breaking that they did, like does break them, but like everything else, their ways are very set, very very Aiel, very strong.
Here's this moment that we were talking about.
Now you missed the breaking, like.
I too refused when called. I thought I was as strong and hard as a woman could be. Eventually, though, I learned my duty. My obligation to the people.
The cut and sore, Avienda. Your new clothes will await your return.
I don't remember that.
Moiraine, not a soft. I
think after she's the one who says the part about the heart and your mind, and I think she like holds her face too when she says "come back to us." So Moiraine can be soft. Yeah, I love Moiraine, by the way. Moiraine is like my new favorite. She's so good.
Yeah.
Saw someone's comment about the Aes Sedai, and now I missed it. Yes. Yeah. And then like you think again, like. You just levels of this, like, and then you go to the Seanchan, who are just like even so wildly divergent from any of them, and like the way they treat the Dumai, right?
Right. Yeah.
Property and like enslaved, and they enslave them, right? Like, and the Seanchan are trying to say, well, the Aes Sedai are not much different, which they are, right? And then like, so yeah, it is interesting. I hadn't really looked at that, Grace, as like comparing them, and the show kind of puts it more in my face. I think like it's something more real about seeing people, right, than reading it in a book and seeing their face, like you were saying with Bear here. Like I missed the tear
the tears earlier. Right,
I would have seen them in a rewatch, and so yeah, like seeing that I was like, oh okay, yeah, like this, it's a how do I say this, it's much more like poignant often, like in this kind of visual medium, than just reading the book. You know, it can just like immediately impact you in ways that maybe it takes more time. At least for me, just reading it. Yes, Ashlet. Sean Chan equals bad. That's true.
Chris wants to no, show the next moment with Elaine. It's really sweet. And there's one other Light Blind Fool. Did you see breaks 3 spears for breakfast? Like she's like it's just like, I don't, to be honest, seeing that back, I didn't know, I didn't recall she spoke for like that long. I thought it was just like a couple words and that was it. But that's like like a lot of explanation. Like that was like there's more to it. I'm gonna
end this poll. It has 300 votes from 11 minutes ago. Where does the blood come from? If you remember, the way we end polls like 15 minutes later, it's totally disruptive. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, and that's how we transition to another topic here. Where does the blood come from? Rand's blood on his hands, Mom's blood brought back, or Vision blood. Honestly, I can't really remember what Vision blood meant. But Vision blood won with 54%. I think Vision blood was like he was.
It was flashing between the visions.
Yeah, he was flashing between
there.
the vision. That's my favorite version of this, is that like Rand was kind of connected to the vision, was seeing blood in his hands, but it's not there. So
like a after image, blood after image,
image.
left after image. Yeah, like it was still there in his mind, in his mind's eye. There was one thing. Going back to Lan and Rand, the one thing I thought that was missing, that's still missing, is the duty is heavier than a mountain. And I feel like they're building up to it. Like we've seen them like together, and they've done this with a few things this season, where they've showed us like that they're building up to certain things, and I feel like now Rand truly feels that duty, because he knows so much, and I think he'll struggle more with certain things. And I think the fact that he's been talking, like he doesn't know, like in the books too, right? I feel like he could only talk to Lan. Like he couldn't talk to anyone. He wouldn't talk to anyone else, but he would still talk to Lan, or at least do the sword fighting. So I feel like he'll still maybe do that. And that's the next, I'm hoping, we could poll people, like, do they, I don't know if they miss duty is heavier than that quote, and will we get it? Yeah.
I mean, they certainly mentioned that word enough. Like,
duty
mentioned, like Elaine and Morgaze, and then Bear there, and it's I'm sure other times too. Yeah.
And I want to bring, that conversation to what Rafe said, right? Which I really liked, because I've always had thought that there is a maybe like a little bit of a disconnect in how I feel about Bookland and Showland in terms of some of their character, like where their character is at, and Rafe kind of just said it, right? He was like,
yeah, he did.
Like he's still going on that. Like he hasn't reached where we see him in the books, and that's a conscious choice, I think, that they've made. And like that makes so much sense now that we're seeing him get there, and that's why we feel that it's like Lan feels different, because he's still on that journey to become that that fully actualized Lan from the books. I really like that. It's so good.
I love that comment too, and you can see it in his face when he's talking to Melindra, and he says, "I haven't forgotten." That was the first time to me his face looked like Lan's face, because something happened. Daniel is doing something with his face. He's making it harder, or like it. I just feel like I can see Lan.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
and he's like, "I haven't forgotten." Yeah, so I think it's really cool to know that tidbit from Rafe.
Winter's Lady said Rafe's comment about Lan's future, Moiraine, and Nynaeve. Again, when you're asking questions like this in the interview, like we miss some of the answers. So what was Rafe's comment about Lan's future, Moiraine, and Nynaeve?
I liked what he said. I thought he basically said that like he needs to get, like, we need to know more about Lan without Nynaeve or Moraine.
okay.
It's like, yeah, like, like his, the fact that there is a battle that he's sworn to go towards, right? And I mean, like, this is, we're still in the book 5, right? In terms of spoilers, like, we know what happens. So from that perspective, 5. We know, like, that's where Lan's journey is going to be, right? Like, that is yeah.
I like Cody's comment. That's the controversial change in episode 8. Lan flipped the
Feather is heavier than the mountain. Oh, no, wait. I don't know. Beauty is heavier than the feather.
Robert said, Lan has his own arc. That is one of the things I've been wanting to, like, what is Lan's arc? And I think that's maybe been one of the more uneven things for me across these seasons. It's like, I haven't connected with what I think it is yet. That'll be interesting to see if they're able to kind of pull off something where at the very end I'll be like, okay, I'm getting it. Light Blinded Fool, thank you for the tip, said, Lan, duty is heavier than a mountain. Rand points to Dragon Mount. Yes, there you go. Grace, I need to know how you feel about this. How you feeling?
I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing.
I love it.
Did you see someone on Instagram? Oh no, Taylor. Why don't you talk about it, and I'll pull what Taylor Napier said about this.
Okay, yeah, grab it. Yeah, but go ahead.
I think I saw that. Yeah, no, I mean, I think with just costumes and makeup, they were able to portray exactly how you should feel about Savannah and the Shido, just visually, without even having to really say anything. I think it was awesome. A great choice.
I'll be honest. I don't know that I want to see Savannah without a headpiece. Like, my brain is just like,
right. She wouldn't look the same.
Like, it would just be what?
She would never, the whole show, she would never take it off, I think.
I know. But it has to be like different headpieces. Like, there just got to be like cool headpieces the entire time. Like, I'll be so bummed if one time she just comes out and she's just like, oh yeah, it's just me. I just have a shawl. That would just be like strange. I'd be like, we need to always be in the headpieces. Like that. I actually really liked Couladin.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I know.
Like, why?
I know. I felt that. I was like,
the actor was good. I think that's part of it.
And it might be anticipation for stuff. Fires of Heaven. Yeah. So
he was shouting like so Couladin, right?
Yeah.
But I felt his perspective though. He made me like, I don't know. I felt like he was trying to say something.
He was like, a Witlander, no.
by Diana's basket or basket.
Oh wow.
Hey.
That's upside down. Yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah, totally. It's woven.
I like it. Mark Gibson said Savannah's headpiece is heavier than a mountain.
That's good. I just sent you Taylor's.
Savannah took the 6th. Michael said Couladin was very Cooladish. Yeah.
I actually don't recall Couladin that much, other than like the way he spoke was all caps. Like that's
how I think of it too.
Yeah, but like in the show, I was like, this is so all caps. It was good.
I think the performance was better than that. It wasn't all caps to me. I think.
No, I know, but like it was good. Like whatever it was good. Yeah.
By the way, I haven't checked on our Instagram people that are watching us over there. Welcome, Instagram people. I'm looking back to see if there's any comments. Eloise said, loved it, just loved it. This episode was a masterpiece. Elliot said, brilliantly brought to screen. Cheers, Rafe. Elliot, good to see you. And I don't know, Aheen's 2014 said, episode 4 was amazing. I got crying a bit. And Bruno said, this is one of the best fantasy hour outside of Lord of the Rings that I've ever seen. And Whitman Paul said, I wish every episode could be like that one. Yeah. Like Katie said, it was an amazing episode. I loved it. Thank you all for leaving those comments. Of course, if you want to join us over on YouTube, you can. Or you can keep on watching us from from Instagram, and I'll try to come back there and show those comments every once in a while. You sent me this. I could have just like gone to Instagram.
I know. I make it easy for you.
You did. I was like, that's cool. I need this headdress fascinator wearable Amerlin seat to go through both the glass columns and the rings because I know its past and all its possible futures.
It's so good. It's so good.
Fascinator. I love that.
Wearable Amerlin
seat.
Rafe had a good comment too, I think.
Oh, really?
Like about, it's the couple that you hate at the party, but you can't stop looking
Oh,
at
yeah,
them or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. It was really good.
Oh, it's Natasha Kolzas the actor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I saw that maybe they did something too. Let me try to find that.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this poll. Then end this one and ask a poll about this question. I'm gonna ask you who with Taylor. Is it a headdress? Is it a fascinator? Or is it a wearable Amerlin seat? That's what we need to know. The poll is: will we get Lan saying duty heavier than a mountain this season? 89% of you believe yes. Okay. I like setting people up to either be like extremely excited that they got the answer right or extremely disappointed because they didn't. Right? That's what polling is all about.
It totally is. Yeah.
Is Savannah's headdress? Savannah's Sevanna, right? Is Savannah wearing a? We'll call it a headdress.
Hood.
A fascinator. A wearable Amerlin seat.
That is just awesome.
Or is there a fourth option here? No, I think those are good. We'll just use the ones that Taylor put up here. Yeah. Okay. All should be an option. No, you got to pick one. Oh, I should have put basket. Oh man.
Oh right.
Go ahead, do it. End it.
Amerlin seat's gonna win anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gonna. She was in Halo. Okay, I didn't know that.
Cool.
That was a show.
Mm-hmm.
This was what am I missing here? What do you think of Rafe's "work never ends" comment? There we go.
And he said "Wheel of Time." Yeah, he did. I thought he was gonna be like Grace, work, like he has other work.
Okay, there are two things that I felt were very promising in the interview. One was that he said "work never ends" on the Wheel of Time, so that's like a eyes emoji moment. And then later he said something like, "Well, in episode 4, we want to do Dumai's Wells or something." And I was like, I don't think he meant episode 4. I think he meant season 4.
No way, no.
So
he said something like that.
What?
I swear.
No.
Yes.
He
you
didn't
guys
say.
were too in your like
What?
interview mode.
No.
Yeah.
You're in your interview mode.
You were in interview mode,
we were
said
chatting.
Something like he was like in episode 4 and Dumai's Wells, and I was like, no, you mean season 4. So I don't know. Take that for what it's worth.
I thought he was referring to something in episode 4, and then
I don't think so.
I don't know. Like, where did no one else saw it?
People in chat. People in chat.
Oh really?
Were saying,
oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
I'm voting fascinator just because I like the word fascinator. I know. I like the word fascinator.
I sent you Rafe's take on the power couple.
Yeah. Right. No, Rafe did say that. No, that was a fun question to ask of like where his mind is at when they take another big swing, right? I know people are like, oh, why can't we have that every episode? I don't think they can put that much money and time into every episode like that. You like look at something like they just did for Ruidan, and so I think of like these big swings as like really like again like I think of Cold Open for episode 1, season 3. And so, like, him kind of targeting Dumai's Wells coming up, like, if they get more seasons, knowing that obviously that has to be one of the big swings, right? We're not going to go and talk about that. Anyone? Sorry. We're only going through Fires of Heaven. But he brought up Dumai's Wells, so I'll put it out there.
Yes. There. Yeah. Okay. I think that's what I heard too. Right, Grace? Is that
No, don't ruin everyone's fun.
All right, okay. No. I saw something else.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
That's true. Quicksilver
it.
said that just means the smallest wings can't miss. Yeah.
Oh
sure.
yeah, no. His comment about episode 7, like he's like, yeah, big swing. This episode 4, big swing, but he's like episode 7. That's gonna be everyone's favorite or something. He said something to that effect, and I was like yes, but also like, what are you promising? Like we had huge one power fight. We had cinematic like epic vistas and like this really cool episode today, and then
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It was just I was just setting up a clip. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm hyped. I don't know why I had forgotten about 7. But I think 6 and 7, the fact that he said Matt, I'll get into Matt in a little bit. I have some Matt thoughts. But did you see what I sent you? That other picture I sent you?
No, so it's on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I think Yosha said episode 7 was his favorite. There was some
really?
like one of those little media reels that they do, and they're like, what are you most looking forward to, or whatever, or why should people watch season 3? And Yosha said really episode 7. So yeah.
I love that. It's so funny. That's so good. Yes.
But did you read the thing at the bottom there?
Welcome Savannah and Coolid into the show. May they always find thirst and direct sunlight.
Like water and shade. Thirst and direct sunlight. Yeah, that was like the funniest part of it. Like it's like thirst and direct sunlight is just
oh my god.
Look at that pose. That's really good. Yeah. So interesting. Yeah, he made some comments about Matt's luck. People are talking about episode 7. Let me end this poll. 233 of you voted on this. Is Savannah wearing a headdress, fascinator, wearable Amerlin seat? Wearable Amerlin seat lost to headdress. Just barely.
Come on, people.
Wow.
Headdress? Like,
headdress is
no. We know it's a headdress.
I mean, I'm really hoping this is just me being sarcastic because I'm having a good time tonight, and every once in a while I get a little tiny, like for me it's like really salty. For everyone else it's like that wasn't salty. But I'm really happy now that Rafe said that, and so now we can point people to this answer when they're like, Rand is not highlighted enough. So I'm just I'm just excited to be like, yeah, apparently they purposely set this up, and from here on out we're gonna see that like happen. So it's just like a consistent comment that I've seen in comments like all over the internet of just like, this isn't the Rand show like I was used to. And it's like, yeah, it's a TV show about not just one point of view in the show.
Right.
But this is obviously the place where he would, come into his own. And so I think it's, I'm hopeful to see that like happen this season, beyond just for Rand to actually take on this role because he needs to. And then also because I'm tired of those comments.
So you're not. So you're salty. Is that what you're saying?
Every once in a while, you get that.
I want to listen back to his Forsaken. Like what did he say? Like what did he mean? He said something like, "Well, Like
we need to break down the Forsaken, because the problem was the way we asked the question. I think. Was we didn't say I skipped the have they been hidden in this season. Like we should have said like will we have seen a Forsaken that has not been unmasked this season? I don't know. Anyways, Grace, how did you take that? Did you take that to mean there are Forsaken that are in this season that are not being revealed, but we do see whoever they're kind of like pretending to be?
Yes, that's how I took it.
Okay, let me ask the audience here also. Did you interpret Rafe's Forsaken comment to be that we have seen seen or will see an unmasked Forsaken? Yes. No. There we go. Good enough.
I mean, the episode 8 comment, right?
Yes, the episode 8 kind of and directly tied to Forsaken in episode 8, which is why I saw everyone like freaking out and putting Asmodean in there, right? That was fun to see. Rafe is too smart on his answers. He knows the deep dives. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
I think we have. Vashi said I think we have seen at least one chosen that we don't know. By the way,
Chosen is not a chosen.
we are still connected here. That's right. As we say around here, no, just kidding. It's not that time. It's this time. This is a live call and talk show. We haven't done many. We've just been doing like extremely long episodes and like just not in great call-in times. But right now, like we're just chill and we don't really have any agenda other than just to talk about stuff. So give us a call. We want to talk to you. Call in. By the way,
Rafe Judkins is very careful with his answers. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
By the way, I feel like I'm so euphoric right now. I just want to go like to a party or something. So.
Oh, I wish we could all have a party right now. That'd be amazing.
I know. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a really good mood just to like,
did you,
like throw out like Wheel of Time secrets, Yeah. Pizza.
I mean, the next poll should be like who is that hidden Forsaken, right? Like someone saying Elida.
Yes.
Like Elida. Yeah, like that. Like, like we have to see like who is, and Grace, I think we've spoken about someone who could be a secret Forsaken that we'll get into. We want I don't know if you want to go there now. But people have thought, there are theories out there who this person, like who could be a secret Forsaken, right? I think we can talk more about that.
100%.
Yeah.
Matt, did you say something about sharing secrets? Do you have secrets?
Yes, of course I do.
Oh, okay.
Which secret is this?
I mean, like
which
if
one?
I held a secret for 10 years, you just attract secrets. That's just what happens.
That's happened. I think this is the classic Innkeeper move where you may or may not have something, but the illusion is important. You never give up the illusion, right? No, everyone is Schrödinger's Innkeeper. Like like is it there or is it not there? It's really well done. It's 5 years in the making, right? You've got it down.
Totally. Do you interpret Rafe's Forsaken comment to be that we have seen and will see an unmasked Forsaken? 88% believe yes.
Okay.
So,
wow.
So now we have to ask that question. Give me your. So how are we going to ask this question? Not like which Forsaken is it? That doesn't.
No. Who is a hidden Forsaken? Who is the hidden Forsaken? Like which character?
We're only like 4 episodes in. So like
that's
we don't
okay.
have like he's talking about episodes. Anyways, do you think you've seen one? I mean, we've talked about one already. So we're gonna put Savannah there. Is there somebody else that you think is Grace? Is there like some hidden Forsaken that you think?
I'm going to completely ignore you, Anis, and we're not going to talk about that.
I'll bring it up.
I saw in chat that Melindra put that she thinks Lyanna is a secret Forsaken, and based on what she did with that staff, I could see her as a good Semirog. I'm down for that.
Lyanna. That's I don't like that would be. I don't know. I mean, well, let's see.
I'd rather have that than anything else. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Are we? What do we need to go full book spoilers? Because I'm seeing a name in chat, which now that I think of like Rafe's answer, Rafe could have. No, well, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, but not that name.
Oh, I'm so into this. No, but I'm so into that theory. Hold on.
Yeah. No, but it's not. It's not.
But it's like it's book 6. We're not at book 6. Oh man, yeah.
The other one that a lot of people have said is the what's I don't know if it's the right one, Tomodine or Tomodian. Tomodian.
Oh, like Mask of Mirrors kind of thing.
Yeah, like I mean, like again. Grace
is this the Grace? Is the theory Grace hates?
Yeah, no, like this is not, okay, let me talk about the theory. Let me talk about the theory first. Okay. Like Tom died. Like there's no way he survived the fade. I don't believe in the theory. I'm just like, this is how it happened. Like Tom died. because he didn't survive the fate. And Asmodean is a Gleeman, is someone who would do Mask of Mirrors to be close to the Emmonsfield Five, as Jason Natel in the books, as Tom Maryland look-alike in the show.
Okay. And by the way, it's like we could go. Are we at the point where we could go full book spoilers? Are we at a full book spoiler moment or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I have to take a short break. Do you want to run the show while I'm gone?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sure you trust him with that?
I know. I'll be right back. But I don't have like a good put both of you across the screen, so you'll just empty Innkeeper chair.
That's fine. Yeah. So I'm not sure where to take this. What do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to make the comment.
There's a really cool podcast that came out yesterday, by the way. Check out the lights work. What else? I mean, the Melindra. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say that if there's one thing that might make me rage quit the Wheel of Time, it would be if Tom was Asmodean. Like I don't
say that. Don't say that. I
don't know. I'm sorry. Rafe said there's a controversial thing, and that might send me over the edge, to be honest. I mean, the only thing that makes it a little better is that in your theory, it's not Tom.
Yeah.
But it means Tom's really dead. So I don't like that either. So
yeah. Yeah. No,
anyway, we should definitely move on before I overheat.
Yeah. No. I again, it's possible, but they haven't done Mask of Mirror, so it'll be how are they doing that? So it's it's hard to know. Other Elida, right? Elida being a Forsaken, I think that could. We've seen her kind of close, and I don't think Elida would be a good Forsaken, just in terms of how good of a character she is. So Elida being a Forsaken would be, I think, too.
I would like that.
A lot of people are not liking the Tom and Asmodean idea.
Thank you.
I don't like it. No, I don't like it too. But I just feel like if you were going to,
you like to torture people with
no. It's more the Trian, yeah. But it's more the how do you what choices can you make that are truly going to be surprising to watchers, right? Yeah, and this is the way. Yeah, Lord Luke, I don't know, Lord Luke could be a that's just not as Alana, Alana could be I don't know, there's so many I can think of, but it just wouldn't be as
how about this? I don't feel like this is as fun of a poll right now I feel like this is an end of episode 7 kind of poll, because we're halfway through the season and we don't even have enough information, the Tom thing, right? It's maybe there'll be some, if it is, maybe there'll be some kind of clue that would kind of lead us down that road a little bit, and then maybe, I don't know, it feels like less.
What do you know that happens in episode 7? You're let's wait till episode 7 and then will know.
Well, I'm talking because he said in episode 8 there's some big thing. So
yeah. I know. I'm just
I just can't think of what else would be controversial in episode 8. I mean, I guess it was he said that in the context of the Forsaken question, right? So maybe
he did. He said
in 8 that's controversial.
I like this. We saw Samael in the BTS scene in the Waste, right? I mean, that's clearly Innkeeper playing Samael. Maybe that's the controversial change.
Samael is Asmodean, yeah.
That's definitely the controversial change. That would be very controversial.
Yeah, people are saying Lord Luke. I mean, it's definitely possible, right?
Maybe.
But yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think whatever they do, just make it believable. I don't want it to be Tom, to be honest. I mean, Tom is was awesome in episode 1.
But you're rolling back.
No, I don't want it. No, you're I just like the theory. I can like a theory and not like the actual choice, right? Like,
no, once you put
give
a
me.
theory out into the world, it means
I
that's
didn't
what you
put
want.
it. It's not even my theory, but it's more the fact that like someone comes up with a good theory, and you're like, hey, I think they can make this work. Like this can actually work within what they're trying to do, and try to hide someone as a Forsaken. Like if someone like Samuel is Asmodean is not a good theory. Like Elida is a Forsaken is I don't know, like I just don't buy it. Tom is just a good, like, that actor is good. Like he can get so close to Matt. Like there's so many cool like ways that they can like subvert that at the end, and it's bad, but it's like I think fun.
Martin, thank you very much for the tip. Said I really liked the part during the Forsaken meeting, season 3, where they backed out into their gateways. Excellent detail showing they didn't trust each other enough to turn their backs on the others. Yeah, that was a really, really fun scene.
Did you see the Lanford doing her kiss thing again?
Yes. What do you mean again?
Does she need to do that to make a gateway?
She did it to Randon Lan and
to
Moiraine.
Lan and Moiraine.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. This is like a thing she does when there's. Although the gateway wasn't there, was it a gateway or was it just the way gate open? She just opened the
way gate.
But like any way gate, any like that kind of thing, she needs to do that. I think that's her signature move.
I want to show some really fun. So while we were like live streaming this morning, Innkeeper on us was actually posting to social media, and he had some amazing posts here. Let me see. Let me go find these.
One of them got shared by the Wheel of Time account, didn't it?
Oh yeah. Okay, let me see it
on Instagram. I think.
Oh yeah, the Instagram. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was a really good one too.
I like how you're like, they just shared my thing. It's fine. It's cool. This happens all the time.
It happens all the time. It's Dusty Wheel. They didn't. Yeah.
Here it is. So this one I thought was really good. Well done. It's like you need to zoom into that one. So do you have the image? Like, can you send the image? To like
you can't zoom in. Oh yeah.
Let me. I think I do. I have so many images. It's
you were like totally like all over the place. Like we got done and I went to go to sleep at like 5 a.m. and all I saw was like 20 posts from you. Like during the show, you were just posting away. And I was like, oh wow, he was being very industrious. This one is maybe my favorite. Here we go. Rando, Peregrine, and Matriadoc.
So good.
This one is
this is so good. Like that's the way the way he's hugging the tree is just so good.
Yeah, the hug is pretty amazing. I like this one. This one actually might be my favorite. That's right. She did nothing wrong. Like this will get me my third name. What I love is that I saw like Bree repost this one and just like girls in STEM or women in STEM or something like that. And it was like, and it was just like, sure, blame the woman in STEM for your problems. And I was like, yeah, exactly.
It's funny. Like there's so many that
if Lews Theron had done this, we all know that we would feel bad for him. He didn't mean to do it. Lews Theron didn't mean to do it. He was a great guy.
Accidents happen with science. But like it's funny. Like people probably think that you posted that one.
Yeah, no, I didn't post that one.
I saw one that said someone responded to one of them and was like Matt something, and I was like,
yeah.
This like it happens enough times where I don't think people know who's posting stuff unless we're clearly like sharing a personal opinion on something. I sent you that the image.
Okay. But this one like made everyone cry.
That scene.
Way to hurt people on this one, Innkeeper.
I mean that was probably my favorite part of the watching, like while watching, like this part was like, oh, they like forget the Wheel of Time, forget like fantasy, like the TV show to people who are just watching this will be like, anyone would feel what's going on there, I thought that was really well done. Acting, writing, the
So
timing
good.
of everything. They spent so much time in that moment, and there was not a lot said. And they just like put the veil up. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the biggest moment, the split, from the peaceful to violent. So I'm so glad they spent a lot of time on it. And that's my second favorite scene after the Avienda one.
Yeah, how it started and how it's going,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. What sucks is it looks like there's like corpse right at the end. It's
Yeah,
like
some
they
people
made
made
it, they made it, but they just
died.
deteriorated like right there. They
Yeah.
just died right at the end, and then they were left. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
Were there other memes that you did that were? I think those were like the main ones that I remember seeing. Oh yeah, this one. Oh, this wasn't a meme. Like this is you were showing the show wings.
Yeah, the showings
it's
right
like
there.
really, really, really difficult. But you know what they are. Could you tell that they were moving in the sky?
They were totally moving. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the golf ball. Like I like the windows. You can see there's so many windows. That's what they were looking out from.
They were looking out for one of these. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. No, the attention to detail on this is like so good. Yeah.
I like I wonder like what's up here.
Like that's probably like Miriam's quarters. Like she has quarters
like
up
the
there.
tourists, like when tourists come and see this, they come up here, and this is like where you have to pay a lot of money to get to like the top level.
Like a restaurant, like a like a Jerome top restaurant.
Jen said one of the showings went up into the sphere. I didn't know that one.
Oh, no way!
I have not watched this. We've watched it once this morning, and it's kind of a distracted watch.
Yeah,
it's so funny. It's not until like the weekend because even when I'm watching it with my family, I'm kind of like, watching it with my family is the most fun, guys, because I get to like in that moment I'm like Loyal. I'm like taking notes and writing the history of what their reactions are. And so like I get to be like Caitlin just giggled when whatever this person came on. And so that's like fun, but I'm like watching their reactions to it. So it's like sometime in the weekend where I'm not posting and I'm just watching it. That's where I get like the most meaningful watch is just like staring at the screen and there's no other distraction. So I can't wait. I can't wait to notice all the things. By the way, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's one last one, right? The dark one, like the eye of the dark one. Like the eye of Sauron, the eye of the dark one. I mean,
maybe I'm gonna poll everybody on this one. Do you believe this is meant to be the eye of Sauron?
Yeah.
Was this meant to? Was this image meant to evoke the eye of Sauron?
Yeah.
Yes, no. By the way, we've made our callers wait. They've waited. They've put some patience and time. Let's bring in one of them. We'll bring the other one too, but we'll just bring one first here. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Mark.
Mark, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How's it going?
Good. Good. We're just talking about episode 4. And what did you call in with? What question did you have? What was your comment?
My comment is basically how heartened I was by this episode, and also just by the fact that what I saw, no offense, Matt, as the underplaying of Rand was actually part of a plan. That it wasn't just a way of dissing Rand or deliberately, purposefully, and permanently reducing his role, but of having it be part of a long reveal and giving the other characters time to shine. I started out in season 1 as a book cloak, really, and I've become a huge fan of the series. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, like what's I guess what's made the biggest difference for you? Like I respect that people like what they like and don't like what they don't like. So what's for you been the most significant change? Is it something that they've done? Is it something you've kind of viewed differently? Yeah, I'm curious.
Part of it is me viewing it differently. Part of it is that the fact that, and this is a little bit off to the side, even if it had been the worst adaptation of the Wheel of Time ever, it had an effect of growing this community and bringing it together.
Yeah.
And that in itself has been a huge thing. I also have just realized that what an immense undertaking this is. And then I thought, could I put together one scene?
Right.
He's taking this immense project, and I was being hypercritical.
Sure.
And also I've seen things develop and improve over time.
Yeah.
And especially culminating in this episode, where I really felt like I was in the book, exactly the way I felt during the first time I was reading and incredibly enjoying The Shadow Rising. So it's been I softened and been less critical, and also growing appreciation, and the fact that it's clear he does have a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can all kind of honor that place. I'm still hypercritical about things like
Land being on a tree.
There's still moments where I just like that part of my brain is just like engages and I'm just like, this bothers me. No, but I do want to kind of honor where you're at here. I mean, the community is what matters the most to me. It's why I think Innkeeper and I like do these live streams. I've met so many more. I'd met so many fans before I did the Dusty Wheel, and then made so many more friends as fans through the Dusty Wheel. And that's talking about the Wheel of Time, whatever it is, right? Talking about the adaptation, talking about a deep dive into the book, talking about Robert Jordan's notes, whatever, talking about new people that new content creators, just bringing fans in. I think we've had probably over
500?
300. Oh, 500. You think 500 guests?
Is that, yeah,
I
like
think
400.
At least 300. We're going to quibble. We're going to quibble at this moment. But yes, hundreds of fans as guests on the show.
Yeah.
Taking so many calls. And that's been like the joy is just learning people's stories. And so you coming in and sharing your story today, we really appreciate that. Like that's, and regardless, it's not about, well, I have to love everything or I have to hate everything. It's more just like the journey of seeing an adaptation of the Wheel of Time. And this moment, right? Like you called in an episode, around an episode that, kind of culminates of this for a lot of us, right? Of like watching this adaptation happen and in a moment actually getting, like you said, I had the same experience, Marco, like that, like I let go and just kind of enjoyed the journey this morning when I was watching the episode. Like I wasn't like, did this happen in the books? I can't remember. I was just watching it and I was like when Janduin, when he became Janduin, I was just like, that's so cool. Right. And I was just experiencing his journey through this and loving every minute of it. And we'll go back and we'll dissect it over the time that comes here. But it was really, really cool to just experience that. So I'm glad that you called in and you had a similar experience. Before we let you go, was there a favorite moment from today's episode that is just stuck with you?
I would have to say I couldn't just do one. So if I can give you a couple.
Okay.
The first,
good.
Actually,
I like that.
Respect that.
Yeah, it was like Lan and Rand having that discussion and talking about the flame and the void.
Yeah.
And the combination of strength and warmth coming from Lan, that just totally blew me away.
Yeah.
I also liked the duel between Avienda and Lan. I thought that was just out of sight. And the combination. I'm sorry, this is going to be my 12 favorite moments.
No, it's good.
I'm here for it.
You're good. Look, we have nothing else that's going on tonight.
what
Like
else we
this
gonna do?
is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. Go on.
Okay, that's great. And then the way the combination of toughness, tough love, toughness, and tenderness of the wise ones toward Avienda.
Yeah.
That was just so beautiful. And I am so happy. This blows away any doubt anyone might have had about Yosha's acting ability.
Yeah.
That was just a tour de force. And I'd have to say, as much as I like the strong characters, it was the weepy kid, who the when he, the mother son thing, that look on his face.
Yeah.
That was so incredibly strong yet tender, and also, oh my God, when he was so made up as the guy with the spear, and it took me a while to go, oh my God, that's Yosha.
Yeah.
The second one. And then the sweet kid with Lanfear when she was, I can't remember her name, Mirren, when the way he had all of that strength and vulnerability, that was incredible.
Yeah.
So I guess basically my favorite moment is the whole damn show. So
yeah, no, I mean, this one just has so many moments, like you said, like 12. You could probably come up with twice as many. And 100%. Like I'm thinking through, like even with like Yosha, to me, like season 2 Yosha, like what they did with I thought it was fantastic. Like I was like, yeah, like this is Rand. Like they gave him some great moments. Like I was always surprised when people had said like, well, he's not front and center. I was like, did we watch the same season? Like Rand is, what are you talking about? Like his whole Kyrian sequence, I don't know how people thought that. Like, no, I thought he did a fantastic job. So when he talked about this of, being these 7 different characters, I was just like, bring it, man. And even in the teaser trailer when he was genuine and he was like screaming up at it, I was like, this is going to be amazing. When it was in the teaser, we don't see him yell in the teaser when he's like in the water. Whatever, like I was just like that gave me chills. That was amazing. God! So that was
nuclear. That was nuclear. The force behind that came from the depths of his guts.
Yeah.
He did that with such power or such chi or ki with that just almost blew up the screen. That was just amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Mark, thank you very much.
Hey.
For calling in.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate it. I don't know if you've watched our show often. I don't know how long, or if you.
Oh yeah, I'm Mark Gibson, the guy who's always commenting.
Awesome. Okay, Mark. Okay, cool. I never know like if people are giving me their like, their screen name or their real name, if they're both the same. So Mark, it's awesome to have you call in, and I really appreciate that you help make chat another wonderful aspect of what we do here at the Dusty Wheel. Like we really appreciate fans jumping into chat and just making it fun for everybody. So thank you very much for calling in, and hopefully this isn't the last time we hear from you.
Oh yeah, and back at you, man. You guys have done, you and Anas, am I saying his right? His name right?
I'll totally take that. Yeah.
Honest?
Honest, there you go.
No, don't worry about it.
No, you're good.
But the fact that you do all that you do for this community is just amazing. So back at you, and thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, Mark. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
See you. Yep.
Bye.
Yeah, man. That's just like, and I can see it in your face, Grace. Like that to me, that's just like what this is. But that's like, again, man, and that's why it is a bit sad sometimes to see the divisiveness. Again, people can love what they love, hate what they hate, or but I love being able to talk to fans just. And even if someone doesn't like something, like being able to talk to them and just like have a good conversation with fans and understanding kind of where they're at. So Mark, awesome to hear from you, and thank you for sharing that kind of journey.
Light in full. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's I like that. I like the comment there.
The lights were going on.
Yeah. That was a very TLW.
I think we manifested that. Yeah,
you did. Well done.
Yeah.
Yes, at WrestleMania said yelling "bow to me" is weak in that it shows the fragility of the madness. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Really good.
Yes. Yeah, really, really, really fantastic call. Thank you very much, Mark. And Alexander's like, really liked that guy calling it. There you go. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think my face was like that, like back tears emoji, like the smiling with the big eyes that are like filled with tears. That was like my face the whole time he was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But audio dropping, I don't know why people think the audio is dropping. So
Oh.
maybe like refresh your YouTube.
Is this why? Is this?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
It's
it's totally Omar's fault.
Yeah. It's Omar's
He
fault.
can't hear us yet.
So yeah, maybe refresh YouTube and tell me if there's like, I'm not noticing any buffering issues here. Like, so
Yeah,
hopefully it's the bubble of Omar. That's what it was.
Yes. Omar.
Lanfear's around. Yeah.
Omar, how you doing?
Hello, everyone.
So I saw like I thought I saw like on your Discord channel asking what people are rating the show. Like, what's been the consensus that you've seen out? Like when I don't know if you guys have done like polls on X or other places, but like, or what have you seen out there as far as like the days basically coming to an end? Like, what's been the reaction?
So ran polls on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Discord, and all of them are giving the top tier like about 92 to 95%, like the top voting bracket, like 4 out of 4. And discovered that our Facebook group is the official Amazon shill group because not a single vote that's not in the top brackets. I just, there weren't a lot of votes, but like give or take 100 votes, and every single one of them was 4 out of 4. So yeah, it's the best reception because we do poll most episodes that drop going back last season, the season before, and you always land, the top one because Twitter gives you 4 poll options.
Yeah.
You always land in the 76%, 75% on the top one, and then a little bit bleeds over to, 3 out of 4. But this one, the vast majority is the top one, which is, again, not surprised, was hoping for it, but also was scared that people's reaction would be a little bit different than I thought it would be. So,
was there anything from the episode where you're like, I wasn't sure if people were going to connect with this, like when you saw it, where you're like, or were you always just like, no, this is going to hit?
I sort of knew for the most part with a certain slice of the fandom this was going to hit, but the thing that I still don't have visibility into, because as much as our bubble is big and it gets bigger when the show drops, we have not, like, I don't know if anybody has a good gauge on show only people. Like I can name at least a couple hundred fans that I interact with. There's like, everybody loved it. But what do the show people think of it? Was it confusing? I hope not, because I was just listening to Mark previously that like that scene with Lewin and his mom is just kind of like I saw it like maybe 6-7 times, and every time it's just just so good. So I can't see a show only somebody who's gotten across 2 full seasons that they would get here and that wouldn't hit them hard. So.
Oh, there were, and Vashti said this, we had some great show only people in chat. They were confused by like, in other words, they gave it a 10 out of 10. So they were entertained. They were interested, clearly. It was compelling, but I think there was like confusion because they, of course, they don't know. It's like, what exactly did I just see? And yeah, you have to go back and watch it again and be like, you're going to walk through your blood ancestors. And like, if you don't hear that, like, you're not like paying attention. And all of a sudden he's walking through columns and he's just becoming people, right? Like if you're not connecting with that line, I can see it being like, oh, well, I just like, why is he doing this? You have to catch that. Right. But that's just like any show where it's like, well, yeah, you missed the whole explanation part, or even if you heard it, like watching it a second time. So it didn't seem like it affected like negatively their impression of it. It was more like they just wanted to understand what they had just like, they wanted to kind of get a quick, like, tell me the right. I mean, yeah. Like you see this and you're like, what? You're like,
they haven't like, mentioned like, what is the dark one? Like what is the shadow? Like, and no, I think it's more they're like, I think they realize what they've seen is so kind of momentous and so like deep, but they don't understand all of it, but they understand the gravity of it. And I think that's that was good to at least hear from people in our chat, that they were we can tell this is really good TV. We might not understand all of it, but at least they realize that what the show was trying to go for, as far as from a visual aspect, from a storytelling aspect, that at least that landed. Yeah.
By the way,
hey, listen, I had.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I watched the first 3 episodes with my wife of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and then the rest of the season was a flashback. And then I realized that the first 3 episodes that we watched were the first 3 episodes of season 2, and so we literally watched season 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we went back to season 1, watch 4 all the way to the end, and it was great television, by the way. So sometimes like you said, if a show is made well and the storytelling is good, you might not grasp certain concepts, so you'll keep watching. So, I'm totally on board with people watching saying this is a bit confusing, but I'm sticking to it. So
here's Shelley. I'm a non-book reader. I had no idea what was going on. I had to come here to get the breakdown. I loved it. Right. And so, and that's the fun part, right? Because honestly, this didn't really give you too much context, right? It wasn't like, it was like, what in the world just happened? I don't think they were trying to explain everything. I think the point was you're seeing something, and you're going to have to maybe wait to find out, right? Like, how many times did we read the books the same way? It's like, but what did this mean? And it's like, well, read and find out.
I mean, to the point that even in the books, these are not like chapters upon chapters. These are like a few pages, if that, right? Like, it's a few lines of the Sharome and the Colm Don. There's a lot of stuff that you've read before that goes into it, but to show it's going to take time for it to come across. So at least from a visual storytelling aspect, I mean, Mirren said the true power, right? Like, she straight up said that. And
what happened?
Mirren said the true power, right?
So did she really? Again, I've watched this episode once and I did not catch all the things. So.
And Latra in the flashback prior to that, Latra, there's one line, is in the Old Tongue, but it's basically like Mirren, Sedai, drilled the bore, and it basically just explains what happened, and then became Lanfear. It explains it, but it's just so quick. If you don't catch it,
but in there, she says there's a true power behind there or something like that.
Oh, okay. Totally.
It was there. It's so good. Yeah. It's non-capitalized, but it was it was
again
capitalized.
I've seen it once and I totally missed it. She said true power and anyone can use it. You don't. Oh yeah. So I totally missed the true power.
Yes.
Part.
You were too focused on her.
You're I was waiting, no, I would have been focused, and then you're on her. Oh yeah, that's true. Good point. Let me our caller's been waiting for 34 minutes at this point. Let's bring them into the show. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Oh, hey, how's it going? This is Andrew.
Andrew, sorry it took us so long, man. So, hey, I'm glad for.
I'm just enjoying the discourse, so no problem there.
Excellent. So, what's going on, man?
I think the last couple callers, especially Mark, got to the most of what I was thinking. But I will admit, after reading the books, my entire life and watching the show for the last few seasons, there was a point in this episode tonight where I literally put it on pause and was thinking in my head, they've done it. This is it. They've finally gotten to the point where they have completely captured what the Wheel of Time is. So super happy about that. And you were just touching on it in the last conversation. And I'm just curious to hear, for non-book readers, do you think it's getting it's really complicated, and I understand everything about it. Do you all think that it's really tough for someone who is just watching the show to kind of understand the details of what's going on?
I mean, it's hard for us to know. Like, there are so many things going on. It's like season 3. So yeah, if you think about the various plots, right? You think about Elida and the White Tower. You think about what Elida's doing. You think about the Black Aja plots and Leandrin and her group, and then you think about the going to Tanchico and leaving the tower, and how is Camelin and the Morghese and Lord Gabriel, like how do they play into this whole thing? That's just like the White Tower leading to the Black Aja plot. There's a lot going on. So yeah, I mean, even us kind of like if we laid out everything that was happening, it would be a lot, and that's because we've read the books. So I think there's a lot going on. I think it kind of makes it interesting and compelling on rewatch. That's kind of how I think about it. Maybe that's just because I'm a book reader. I guess I'd be curious. Let me ask this question. About 300 of you, by the way, voted on this image right here. This is your image. This was the vote. Was this image meant to evoke the Eye of Sauron? 50-50.
Oh, really?
50-50
Wow.
on this vote. So
that's much lower than I thought it would be.
We'll find out if Andy is watching this live stream. Maybe he will send a note out to fandom like, no, you're crazy, or yes, you're right, or maybe he won't say anything.
Andy, like I'm really interested in the answer here.
If you are a show only watcher, is the show too confusing? Or I don't know how would we say this? Confusing enough that you would not rewatch it? I don't know. Like, what's the question?
I'm having a hard time like describing it. I think it's like they're doing such a good job of getting back to the books that it's getting I don't know. I want to say confusing for people who don't understand the backstory.
I would say very confused, somewhat confused.
I mean, I liked what Rafe said. Rafe said it's not important.
This is great, and we all love it.
Yeah.
Like Rafe said, it's what's like the.
There we go. That's good.
Like it's kind of what I think. What's his name? Christopher Nolan said about his movies. Like, it's not important. You don't need to hear every word. You don't need to understand everything. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the experience that matters. And I think Rafe saying that for the show fans, I think it resonates because of what I've at least heard some people say it, right? From like they love it anyways, and maybe they don't understand everything, but that's not important. The important thing is what Rand and Moiraine, where Rand and Moiraine are at the end of it, like what they've gone through, and they know what their future is going to be. So
by the way, I'm expecting this vote thing to only be a very few. If this has 300 votes, then you didn't read the poll.
22 votes. Oh, so people, yeah, I like this. People are
respecting it. Seems like the voting here. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I went with, if you're a show only watcher, how confused are you? Good confused, bad confused, I'm not confused are the options.
This is good poll. It's impressive.
We'll leave this up there for a while. Alexander says, I think Rafe is doing a good job in that department. I'm assuming, it's the fun confusion if you get answers right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good poll. Andrew, any other comments or questions or thoughts you had?
No, I mean, thank you for putting that poll up. I think that's what I was looking for. Awesome. My last comment being that the visual aspects of this season, especially this last episode, are insanely good. Especially if you're like, you could pause any scene and be like, this is the best thing I've seen. In cinema. So it's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Frozen Flame.
I love how, but I want to vote. This is not our vote. I like how we've gotten everybody so used to that, just like Pavlov response, that it's like polls out, press a button. How dare you put a vote out? So hard not to answer. That's the funniest thing, that everyone's commenting on the vote, not being able to vote. That's where are we at? How many show only watchers we got with us? 42. And I'm gonna guess there's probably like a 5% couldn't avoid voting.
Oh, wow.
Definitely
Wow.
not a show
Wow.
only. What, 5%? That's pretty good.
No, I
Like,
know. I know. We know our audience.
Is there a way to hide the poll so it doesn't block the chat? Oh,
I
is
think
there a
if
way
you
to
just
like
click it, if you just click it, it just go like it minimizes a little bit to the top
You
of
can
your.
click the three dots and then click hide close poll or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go. That's a mod answer. That's a very mod answer.
Oh, that's true. I should have said give a fourth poll option and not show
Oh,
only.
yes.
That's a good one. Call me a shaman. I said we need a comfort poll after this one.
Oh.
Oh my gosh,
that's good.
you guys are freaks, which I like. I like that a lot. We'll leave that poll up there for a while to see how many of you can actually step away and not click on it. Oh my gosh. Omar, you just posted something. I was going to go grab this. Do you have the link for that? IMDb. Wheel of... I was watching it during the day to see if...
if it like...
They wait until you have a certain number of, so 1 second, it's here.
Yeah, how many did they have? Like when I last looked, it was
Why
still
don't
like
you
in
have
the
these
20s.
links saved, Matt?
I know. You think I would? I'm there. I got it. Here we go.
Do you know how many tabs he has open? Oh, that's not a lot of tabs.
9.5 with 1,000 votes. That's 1.1K votes. Wow.
Yep.
That is stellar. Like
so.
Yep, it is.
How many votes does the first 3 episodes have right now? Omar, do you know? Like
how many what? I'm sorry.
How many votes does the first 3? Yeah, the first 3 episodes. Like what's like expected a week after?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because the numbers drop, right? It went from 8.5 to 8.4.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a couple thousand. Okay, yeah. Because I think it's 8.5, 8.4.
They're about 2,000. Like a few days ago, it will drop. Generally, it will drop because we all know why. But so they'll drop a little bit. But even this one getting to 1,000 got to 1,000 because when I was watching the others, it took them all.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, even like this almost has, like it's people are like, almost want to come and like, this was a great episode. I want to talk about it. So, Innkeeper's wife. Let's feel. How many tabs does Matt have open? Epic.
It's not. I was surprised that. I mean,
I know that's not very many.
There's not many. Yeah. But like Omar being like, hey, like you need to have these like saved. No, like it's a tab open somewhere. That's how it's saved.
I have to. I want to rewatch that.
Do you want to before you do that? Do you want to do the Trian? I mean, like I think we're like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah. Just do you want to create a new one and send it out?
Oh, I've like never created anyone.
You haven't? Oh, okay.
No, I mean I can look at it, but.
Yeah,
that would be funny if you're like, oh, I can create one.
That'd be kind of offensive to you a little bit, right? You'd be like, wait,
no, I mean I can add giveaway. Yeah.
Oh wait, so I sent myself the images.
Merch.
So let me show you what these images are. We'll get the next caller in here shortly. They've been waiting about 30 minutes, so we'll get you in here. I'm trying to see where I thought I sent myself. Sometimes in the midst of 700 things, and there it is. Okay, cool. These are the images. Trian, I should probably ask Trian. Is Trian here? Oh, yay. Did Trian tell me how many giveaways we're doing here?
I think 7, right? I think she said 7 for 7 Ajas. 7 for 7 Ajas is
yes.
I mean,
Trian's gonna
chat.
Yeah, confirm in chat with Trian.
What do you want me to call this? Wheel of Time leather coasters?
Coasters, yeah, just like leather coaster giveaway. Oh wait, so Trian said no. So we have to find out like what Trian. Yeah. Send
4 giveaway. No. I mean, I'm just saying numbers now. From what from maybe what I remember.
Okay, so Trian wanted me to go to these timestamps. Hold on a second. Here we go. I need to get to the timestamp here. Trian, my plan is 1 giveaway. So this is just 1 winner for this giveaway. So right here, 1232. Show the symbols on. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is. I know you guys are like.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get these images ready. Look.
All right. Hey, I'm just like what
Trian sent some images.
Oh, okay, cool.
Everyone, look. If everyone's
right.
just like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna start it until.
So this is Trian said if you present these, show the symbols in episode 3 at these timestamps. So I don't see this one, Trian. Like this timestamp right here is 1232. Let me see. Which symbol are we?
It's the under the bed. Leandrin's.
Episode 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like
Nynaeve and.
Okay. We're there now.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
You're just asked.
Okay. Oh yeah, sweet. Okay.
Tenchico. The Tenchico. Ooh.
There it is. Okay.
The official account just released some behind the scene. Okay, I'll get that for you.
So here is the image, everyone. Release some stand fear behind the scenes. What just happened?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Gosh, I'm conflicted right in this moment. I'm trying to pay attention. Okay. So this is one of the timestamps.
Ooh, wow.
Like
those are good.
Cool.
Those are good.
Are you trying to get me? Are you trying to distract me? Is what's happening here?
Those are really good.
And then here's the other one, which is very cool.
Looks like a snake, right? I think that looks like a snake.
You're still trying to push the snake narrative on that one. It's so crazy.
Hey, like they're going to Tanchico, like.
And then here's the last one,
right?
Everybody.
It's totally a snake. Come on.
And so that is those are the ones Trian. Nice call out there. And then these are the ones that Trian made, which are awesome. So very cool.
Does anyone know, or maybe Trian, is this like from the books, or is this something they've created? I don't know if anyone knows. Is this like something they've like from a Tenchico? Like, is there something that looks like this in Tenchico that's described, like a sigil or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, like before this? I don't know. It's not from the books as far as Trian knows.
Their sigil is a tree, and we saw the banner.
Okay.
To Tenchico.
So anyways, that
is
what
totally a tree.
That's what the giveaway is. If you want to open up the giveaway, do you want to do that now?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I can do that.
So basically, we're going to use our normal giveaway thing. And there you go. A Wheel of Time leather coaster raffle has started. So enter ! Raffle, one word. So what happened here? So we have, I'm conflicted. Do we bring our caller in and then we'll go to the Wheel of Time? Or, oh man. How about we bring our caller and go? There we go. That's what it is. Okay.
Wait, I want to enter.
Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hey, Matt. Good to hear from you again.
Good, man. Who is this?
Old Cab Trooper. I'm the guy that brought the Aaron's wife is a dark friend theory to episode 1, season 1.
Wow.
That's a classic.
Oh
my gosh. That's a way back machine.
It's been a long time, and I do apologize. I've been dealing with a lot of weird wolf stuff. I got the big C word I'm dealing with.
Oh, totally get it, man. But it's good to hear your voice again. And what were your thoughts about? I'm assuming you watched episode 4.
Oh man, yeah, I watched it like 4 or 5 times. I don't remember how many.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
This is by far the best episode so far.
Yeah,
and I think Yosha hit it out of the park, man. I think he nailed it. If this dude don't get a nod for an Emmy or Golden Globe, I will be blowing stuff up. And I'm trained for it. I was
okay, don't do that.
Years.
Don't do
that. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. No. Anyway, I got 2 questions for the fandom. Actually, 3.
Okay.
First, will Rand reveal the song?
Oh, will he bring that? Well, this is a controversial question a bit because I saw Randall Moore being like, I just had an argument
Randall
with
Moore
somebody.
ranted.
He ranted about this. Let me end this poll, by the way. 81 of you are here that are show only watchers. Wow, that's awesome.
I'm going to go 20%. I'm going to go 20% on that now. 81.
This is a cool good confused 41%, and I'm not confused 57%. Only 2 bad confused. Well, that's really cool. And by the way, awesome to have so many show only watchers here. That's amazing. Do you believe they revealed? I mean, this is such a nuanced conversation for like show only watchers, isn't it? Or do we know that they're do they talk about do the
the Tinkers say they did say we're looking for the song.
Asked about the song in season 1.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first question that I forget what they call the leader of Tuathalan bands, but because I've listened to the books like a dozen times, I can never remember it.
The song, the Tinkers. Do you believe what are we gonna say? The song from what? The
song
from,
like the song.
The song.
No, do we only the song that they were
song in the Wheel of Time?
I know,
the Weavers. They're the Weavers.
The Weavers?
The Weavers?
No, the people who were. What are they called?
The people in the fields?
Yeah. Yes. Do you believe?
Yeah, they're reaping. They're reaping the wheat.
The Reapers?
But the Tuatha and the Aiel are related, as was revealed in this episode.
Yeah.
And the song that they're seeking is the harvest song.
Tinkers are seeking.
You guys think that's that? For real, I'm not the only one now.
Do you believe the song sung by the people in the field is the song the Tinkers are seeking? Are we good with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why, and I guess in my head, I wanted it to be, like the Nim were there. Like I wanted it to be a little bit more than just like they might just be singing their favorite song out in the fields.
Well, that's typical for every human culture that ever existed that reaps wheat.
So I mean that's.
But I thought that was a great nod to the ability of Michael Jordan to show culture in his works.
Okay.
Or not Michael Jordan. I mean Robert Jordan.
Robert Jordan. Yeah.
I
mean Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know,
Michael.
great basketball player.
Yeah, I know, right?
Icon as well.
I'm from Chicago. I was like,
I'm born and raised in Chicago.
I was like,
I just had a super dog today, as a matter of fact.
Nice. I'm actually really jealous. So yeah, we're asking the audience here. Do you believe the song sung by the people in the field is the song the Tinkers are seeking? Yes. I mean, this is like a full book spoiler kind of conversation, so I don't want to go too deep into this.
I don't know about that, man. I mean, they mentioned it in the first episode of the of the show, or the first,
my answer,
first time the Tuatha were revealed.
Yeah, my answer to it is like full book spoilers. Like, I would say this.
Perhaps.
Like, I think that I don't think that's right. This goes back to like, what does the song actually mean? What does it signify? And like, is there actually a song, or are they just talking about finding that place again, being back, right? How do we find what we lost, right?
Well, that could be the deeper meaning as it has evolved through the eons, but I'm pointing out the fact that the very song that they're talking about is that harvest song, in my opinion.
Yeah, and do you think that? And are you of the opinion that the show is going to have Rand like bring this up to the Tuatha on later? Is that the question?
Well,
is that what
I think it will be great for the show and for book audience. I mean, I just think it would be a great nod to the book readers. It really would. And honestly,
I see what you're saying.
As people get more involved in the culture of the Wheel of Time, as it were, I think the more nuance you put out to them and the more secrets you uncover for them like this, they'll draw them more in. I mean, they'll draw them in better. I mean, look at all the mess for Star Trek over the decades. I mean, this show is definitely the ability to attract that kind of a community.
Yeah. I have a full book spoiler answer to that too, but yeah, I can resonate. I can resonate with the fact that, there's a cool way that if you've shown a song like this, that's so like it was such a nice, peaceful. They were all like, they were smiling and everything. There's a way they can show it again, and have meaning to it.
I
To
agree.
watchers. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be the song. It doesn't have to have but there is meaning to it that they can use in a way. The show that'd be good for the show, right?
Chancellor.
Well, I think they could use it as this point, and then something what would seem small in a present day, as far in the past,
right?
That was so important to the harvest for the Aiel.
Yep.
Moving forward becomes so exploded in importance because of legend, dogma. Just case in point.
I like what Shansony in chat said. What if the song was actually the friends we made along the way? Yes, the song is all things. Good question. I'm going to end this poll. 210 of you voted. Do you believe the song sung by the people in the field is a song the Tinkers are seeking? 73% agree with you. Like I know you said you had 3 questions. What's your next one?
Yeah, well, here's another one. Will Tam and Abel feature in the Battle of Two Rivers?
Ooh,
that's later in the series. But I think it's a worthy question.
Will Tam and Abel.
Omar, can't do anything. Like, don't move, okay, Omar? Like, don't
blink.
Don't do anything. Don't do anything, okay? Omar, stop.
That's actually pretty good. That's actually very good. Like, I can't tell.
No, he might be.
I can't tell if he's frozen. I can't tell if he's frozen.
I think he's frozen. That's good. That's fair. It's good.
I don't actually know. Like, he's just really good. He's just like.
It's perfect time for Omar to be frozen.
That is pretty like. Omar, blink. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he was frozen. That's crazy. That was a crazy good time to be frozen. So I'm asking
thank you, Bubble of Evil.
I'm asking that. Poll question. How about what's your third question?
The third one. Honestly, I forgot to write it down, and now I forgot. But here's one minor nitpick I would like to point out.
Okay.
In the show, during Rand's moving through the columns, and he is at his young ancestor who first picks up the spear. Did anybody notice the brand new stylish footwear?
No. Now I want to see it.
I didn't notice that, but that
seriously,
it's like boots and footwear. Like, yes.
This should illustrate how many times I watched the goddamn show.
These are the kind of nitpicks that, like, first watch I didn't see, but now I'm gonna go back and look that one up. Thank you so much for calling back in, man. I'm gonna end this poll.
No problem.
Will Tam and Abel feature in the Battle of the Two Rivers? It's looking like 70-30. What is your opinion? Do you believe so? Are you of the opinion yes?
Oh, I absolutely think it will. They have to redeem the coffins. They absolutely have to redeem the coffins.
Yeah.
I think they've already they're on that path, right? Like the fact that Abel Cawthon is helping the Ibars escape. Like that's I think it's almost in my head. They're doing it, and hopefully they actually show it.
So thank you very much. I'm going to ask everybody, did you notice, is it
Thank
Lewin?
you. Have a great day, and thanks for having me on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's awesome to hear your voice, and look forward to talking to you again. See ya.
Right on.
Bye-bye.
The Crocs of time.
Is it Lewin? Did you notice, is it Lewin?
No, it's Matriodoc.
Matriodoc.
Only one of them has nice shoes?
No, at least I heard. Oh, you want me to find it? Oh, okay. Is that what you're asking?
Can you find it?
Yeah, I can do it. I can find it.
Okay. So there's something that was dropped. Where is this at?
It's on X.
I feel like I've stayed away from this like an extreme amount of time, like that's rational, like more than rational at this point. So
that's funny.
Is it good? Is it like is this from when we talked to Rafe about? Didn't Rafe say he was going to get some images about?
No. This is from the Wheel of Time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. This is which one is this? Oh, this is when they're out in the.
Oh, is that the camera? The
flippy
camera. Oh, it's so cool.
Look at that.
One of the crew posted a shot with Moiraine striking Rand that shows that camera movement. It's really cool.
Oh, do you have that?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Yeah, I was sending it to Matt.
Oh, these are really, really cool images. Okay. You know what I'm going to do now? Like, I never know if if they expect us to do this kind of stuff, but now I have to see, like, do we see these exact motions? And, you know, like, it's like, can we find the repeat of these in the future world?
There's more. They did another one. I don't know. I think they made another post, but I don't think it was behind the scenes. But there's a couple of more posts of of Mirren, I think.
Oh yeah, they did. I like this one. Yay science! I like it. That's pretty good. There's other posts right now, or that was just before?
No, I think. Let me check.
Gwendolyn said, "Matt getting a shot of Lanfear." Oh, nice.
that yes.
That's funny.
You're like, is it good? And I'm like, it's Lanfear.
Which was the other one you were going to send?
Oh, I'm getting the boots of time.
Oh, you're getting us to the Crocs of time.
Yeah. I don't know if they're Crocs, but they look more like
I don't know that anyone's going to notice Matriodoc. No one's going to know who Matriodoc is. Like,
it's Matt. It's Matt. It's the old Matt. It's.
I know. Like, so okay. So this is So right here, this is him.
Lewin's Matt.
Elijah.
Elijah's the name?
No one's gonna know. Like, I mean, people are gonna know it. I mean, you know it, we know it, but like, no one's gonna know which one's which.
Did you notice Lewin's Matrim? The guy in the middle of this image. Lewin's Matrim's Crocs of Time.
Sure.
Yes. No. I have no idea what you mean. Okay, there you go. Did you notice Lewin's Matrim's Crocs of Time? Hobbit Matrim?
Matt.
Yeah,
Hobbit Matt. Yeah, I like
Hobbit
that.
Matrim.
Yeah.
Hobbit Matrim's Crocs of Time. There we go. There's the poll, everyone, because
they're more like loafers, to be honest. Yeah, I agree.
They're loafers. Good enough. Crocs of Time.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you sent that image to me?
I have one, but I'm trying. I'm kidding you. I think there's a better one. So.
I sent you a video, by the way. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay, where did you send that to?
Discord.
I can't see Discord.
Okay, where do you want it?
Send it to X is the easiest.
Okay.
If you can put that. Trying to see. Oh, and if you don't know what you're entering because you're like, what is this? Why am I entering a raffle of some sort? This, our Trian. Trian's amazing. Has created these pieces, these coasters, these leather coasters with the symbol that we see in episode 3. That's for Tanchico. And these are amazing. And Trian's going to send to one winner of that raffle. So that's gonna be awesome. I noticed no Crocs of Time. They were not Crocs. I know. Look, we just went with Crocs because it's a cool name. It
sounded better. Yeah.
Actually, Crocs of Time was better than Loafers of Time, but maybe Loafers of Time could have worked. Now that we say Loafers of Time, that would have been fun. Women in STEM. Yeah, the funniest conversations going on right now are about women in STEM. I've always been a supporter of women in STEM. I don't know what's taking you guys so long, but I'm glad we're all here.
Some call you an advocate.
An advocate of women in STEM. Yeah. I'm a STEM fear advocate. Yes.
That's good. All right, here you go.
Everyone's
they're just left over from the Age of Legends. That's just what it is.
I can share that one, right? Here we go.
Action!
Oh, nice.
Ooh, it's with the thing. I didn't know she had the thing.
Oh, she has.
She had the thing.
She had the thing.
Can you play it again?
Yes. That's what the show's about. Oh, that's so cool.
Amazing.
Can you play one? I missed it.
So by the way, that camera rig, it looks like they bought it and they're like, please use it as much as you can. Take like 60 shots of Lanfear. Just like, it's like, don't stop, keep doing it.
I like how they're like this. They were like, it sounded like Rafe was like, yeah, when we got done early, whoever was on, we're just like, go over to the camera, pretend to kill somebody else, you know,
like get in bed get in bed.
Get in bed. I think it's hilarious that they put Rand and Moiraine in bed together. That was amazing. Like that's like when she brings that up in the letter, you're like, oh, that's really screwed up. When they showed it on TV, you're like, oh, that is really screwed up.
The way you're like, that's amazing. It's just like,
yeah, it just feels wrong.
Tiara said stem fear supremacy. Exactly. Oh gosh.
All right. Okay. I sent you two.
By the way, if I don't see that you're leaving, if you mention it in the chat, thank you for being with us today. This is a blast. Okay. So you sent, thank you, Omar, for that. That was amazing. Oh yeah, I see. This is what we live for, is zooming into like this really, really dramatic moment and all focusing on like that's okay. Like I don't know, like that's
No, look at the other one I sent you. Look at the other one I sent you.
Look, I'm just saying that view does not suggest.
No. I know. Just look at the one on top. Look at the more the first one I sent you.
Okay. That
you see it? You see
that one's good.
I don't know what you call it. Like the thing at the bottom.
These are the loafers of time.
The soul. Sure. Yeah, I guess it's a soul, but like it's the base.
Look, okay, but I'm gonna point out is maybe not. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, those
definitely look
they
like
look like vans.
like some vans. Look, everyone's wearing them. They kind of look. We have to remember this is a post-apocalyptic world, so they could run into this stuff. Like, I mean, you've watched The Walking Dead, right? I mean, you can just run into stuff like this out there. So you don't know.
Yeah. You just take it off. You take off the shoes that you see, on the road.
They traded this stuff for something else.
Maybe, clearly,
maybe in the wagons.
Give them Air Jordans.
Maybe in the wagons they were like, those are cool shoes.
Imagine we find like these in the Tanchico Museum. Like you want those in the Tanchico.
I did want to do the same thing. Rain said, were those jeans? Did you see those? I can't.
Oh no, you're right. Perrin.
Really?
Perrin is wearing jeans.
That's what I'm saying. They're getting they're actually getting the stuff from trading on the road.
Yeah.
In season 1, Perrin was wearing khakis, by the way, in Faldara. You remember that?
He was? No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, totally.
200 of you voted. Did you notice Hobbit Matrum's Crocs of Time?
The polls we do. But the funny thing is, like, clearly they found this. Like, they're not wearing it with socks, so they don't know how these shoes are like supposed to be worn.
By the way, people said no. Like 56% said no now, and 31% I have no idea what you mean. Only 13% of you were astute enough to check out the Loafers of Time. So
I think
the Graying Man said the post-apocalyptic Gap.
Yeah, Rand had the sweater from the Gap.
This is some skinny leg millennial jeans. Oh gosh, jeans do last forever. That's a good point, Aaron.
That is, yeah.
This is true.
Jeans are timeless.
They survived the breaking.
We need jeans.
Age of Legends, Salvation Army. Oh my gosh, hilarious, everyone. That is absurd. We will. We're going to be tying this thing up here. We have 2 callers. We'll bring them in. Yes, Fantasy Fanatic said you can tell we're almost 3 hours in.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. I need to get some sleep, man. These like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday things are like killer right now. Yeah, we're gonna bring our last two callers in. Omar and Grace, thank you so much for having stuck with us. Hopefully they'll give us about 8 more minutes here with these two callers. But it's awesome to see you both and to be able to like just be ridiculous and have some fun tonight after such an awesome episode. So here we go. Let's bring our next caller in. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hey, this is Jeremy. It's been a while since I called in.
Jeremy, welcome. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm also Jay Kronk. I won the mug last night. Hey.
Oh, congratulations!
Ooh,
by the way, like that
Yeah,
was a pretty good win. Like how many shows had you been in chat before you won?
Oh man, all of them.
Oh, this was, dude, that's amazing. So like you're like
no, a lot for sure. Yeah.
So
I was
like
stoked. I was just feeling like I was
we've done like I think
Oh.
like 300 or 400. So probably like you had like you finally won like 300 to 1. That's pretty great. So congratulations.
Yeah, I was stoked, man.
So like tell me what your thoughts are, man. Coming to the end of this day, episode 4 is out. We just had like that fun chat with Rafe. A 9.5 rating so far on IMDb with 1,000 ratings. Just a lot of fans kind of saying like how much they enjoyed this thing. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I mean that was astounding. I mean, not only is it probably my favorite, well, it is my favorite episode of this show. I mean, I'm thinking it's one of my favorite episodes of TV I've ever seen. Like with Battle of the Bastards. For Lost fans, like the constant, like that. I mean, that's a perfect episode of television. Incredible. Also, the fact that Rafe wrote the episode and that he also mentioned that he thinks that people are going to like episode 7 even more than that makes me go like, what is episode 7?
By the way, did he say, this goes back to the whole thing, like we don't actually hear all the answers. Did he say it was going to be better?
He said
it had the potential for people to like it better than
really,
or something like it's his favorite, or it'll be people's favorite. I think
it could be people's favorite.
I think his phrasing was that the fans will like 7 even better, and I was like, whoa,
wow,
yeah, he totally like that's what I got to. 9.5, like it had to be higher than 9.5. Like
also, I mean, just the fact that Rafe wrote this episode, so he's speaking so highly of something else. It's like, you know what I mean?
Dave Hill.
Like that's
yeah,
very highly.
Yeah, it's I'll have to go back and watch that interview. That's just like it'll be interesting to see what he says. I'm excited for the rest of the season. Like honestly, we're at mid-season point. I'm trying to think through. Season 1 kind of took like we had that big Logain moment in season 1, and then it was like we had that kind of more funeral kind of episode, and where it kind of looped 2 funerals that. So it was kind of like, I don't know, it was like emotionally kind of a little bit down note. In season 2, when it went to episode 5, that was like the big reveal of Lanfear, and so episode 5 started off with a bang, literally, with like a snap of the head off, right? Like, so that was like a different kind of note. What do you think's going to happen? Like, do you think episode 5, like after something like this, are they going to take back, kind of slow us back down, and or do you think it's going to just build on the I guess kind of emotional momentum right now? Or do you think we're going to kind of get some high energy kind of moments coming up in episode 5 too?
I think we come out basically picking up right where we left off with the gang in Ruidan, or in the Waste.
So you think the pacing? You think the pacing is going to stay pretty like how do I say, like high moment, high? That's like the wrong word. I'm trying to think of like
High
Do you think we're
octane.
High octane. You think there's gonna be a lot of action kind of in those, or do you think we're gonna, it's gonna slow us down again?
I think we're going to keep it moving. I'm curious how long the girls' trip, or the girls and Matt trip to Tanchico is going to be.
Yeah.
Like if they
I think they're there. I think the next time you see them, they're there, right?
I think they want to get there quick.
I think they might meet the sea folk, don't you think?
Oh, I've totally forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah.
But it's like, it'll be interesting. Like, how much are they going? Are we gonna be there? Are we gonna what are we gonna see? Yeah.
I mean, there's so much they can turn towards, right? They have the White Tower, they have Elida, they have like more stuff that they're building there. They have that trip. They have the two rivers. Like there's there has to be a little bit more from there has to be skirmishes. I hope before episode 7. Like it can't just be like one big battle. Like there's no other Trollocs before that. That would be like, oh, that'd be okay. But I'd be like, I'd be like, oh, like let's just show a little bit more before that. And then there is at least knowing the things that we've seen in the next few episodes, there's that at least one Avienda scene with the spears, and when she's channeling, when she has the that's going to happen at some point, right?
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, so that shot in that trailer is so sick of her, using the weave and spinning the spear. I mean, if she's do we think that going through Ruidan kind of turbocharges her ass in using the power? Because from how she looks in that scene, she's confident and looks like she's very I mean, she's badass.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, right? Has Avienda had any channeling training prior to this, or is it going to happen now? Yeah, I'm not sure. Could they have a time jump, or is there enough Aiel like there's an Aiel affluence
school?
Yeah, just you're it's easy for you to do that. They're okay, these are the 3 weaves, just do these, and you'll get a spear and you'll be good.
I think this is the Rand Turok moment kind of thing. Just kind of.
Oh, okay.
She knows.
Okay.
They showed Bear channeling. Bear channeled in episode 4.
No, yeah, but it's how does she Bear's been trained for she's been channeling forever. Avienda, has she ever challenged before, or is this is this in the heat of the moment she's I just seized Sidar, and this is the only thing I can think of is I need spears. I need spears, right? And I just made them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. By the way, I asked this question. Is season 3? You said this, Jeremy. You said I talked about this being one of your favorite episodes of television. I asked everyone that. About 160 vote on this, and 85% said it is just one of your favorite episodes of television itself. So very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Any final thoughts for us before we let you
go? This is petty, but on the Elaine thing, I can't believe any of y'all thought it was Elaine. That was so obviously Elaine. I mean, I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, what are we talking about?
I know.
By the way, it's still Elaine is still winning on the website. If you go to itselaine.com, which is really sad. I'm just waiting for that episode to drop to try to flip that.
Elaine's still winning.
Yeah.
Well, on that thought, on the thought of Elaine, really appreciate you. Congratulations again for winning that giveaway, and man, we'll talk to you soon.
That you'll get soon.
Hey,
you'll get soon.
Thank you. If I can get sappy for just 1 second, I just want to say, I said this in the chat. I'm so grateful for this community, and it really kind of starts with y'all. And I know even besides the technical stuff, the time, effort, coordination, planning that goes behind the scenes that people don't really, I think about. I just want to say it's really appreciated.
Yeah, no, you are welcome, and there are lots of behind the scenes things. So that's accurate.
All right.
So I appreciate it, man.
Right,
that's
thanks.
really
Thanks,
really appreciate that. Okay, we'll see you. Bye-bye. Yeah, no, it's a joy. I mean, honestly, we wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it at this point. But we do. We often like laugh. I'm always like writing Innkeeper. I'm like, so do you have time to talk? And this is like, he's like at work, and it's like I can take a break, and we're going over questions for things. And I think Omar and his team. They, I'm sure, do the same thing. They're like, I feel like Omar, you're always posting, like, and you always have all of the best posts somehow as far as memes. And although Innkeeper on us, jumps in there every once in a while, and the amount of time this community, everyone just puts into chatting about things, posting things, just adding to the conversation. I feel like I can't keep up. Like, I just go on social media. I'm like, how did people have time to do that? And so it's amazing. So. Really appreciate everyone's love of this and joining in and just having fun. Honestly, this is what we've been building for, and we're in the midst of it. So just keep going. Like we got 4 more weeks of just like geeking out like this, where we have new content dropping. So it's awesome. This is it. This is the last. Oh, let's pick our winner. Let's pick our winner, and then we'll take our last caller, and we'll call it a night. I got to get some sleep and go say hello to my family. So. I don't think I've talked to them much.
Is there one winner? Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's one winner.
All right.
And,
drum roll, and there you go.
The winner is Sarah Makiyama. You've won a Wheel of Time leather coaster. Sarah, please reach out to us on Discord. You can find the link to Discord in the description of this video. Click on there and ask. Go ahead and ask for one of the Innkeepers, or just find us, and we'll get you in contact, and we'll get the information for Trian and get that sent to you. So congratulations. Hopefully we see you recognize that you won in chat. Tell us so we know that someone has won. But yes, congratulations. That's awesome. Oh, there you go. Oh, dang.
There you go.
Yay. I love it. So again, just ask around, just reach out to us on Discord, and we'll make that happen. So congratulations. Last caller, and then we're going to call it done. Here we go. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
It's Bree.
Bree! Oh my God. Bree, you should just message me.
How are you doing?
I would have thrown you the Zoom
talk
link.
About science.
Yeah.
I've never called in before, so I wanted to call in.
Okay.
That's an experience, yeah.
By the way, you saw did you see my hashtag, or maybe you heard me? STEM fear. STEM fear is our new hashtag. So
Yes. First, I want to say I'm still Team Elaine. I'm never gonna get off this hill. Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna die on it.
No.
I know I'm wrong, but I'm gonna die on it anyway.
That's the spirit.
So
that's the spirit. How are you feeling?
Also,
How you feeling, Bree?
STEM fear. I don't know. How am I supposed to be feeling? I had to call because I just don't even know how to process this. I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, I've only watched the episode once, and we were going to do an after show, and after the interview with Rafe, I was a little bit discombobulated. I didn't really know. I was like, what am I doing here? What are we talking about? Because I need to go back and see this episode. I don't feel like I've actually, I've seen it once, but I need to put it in my veins, and watch it 4 or 5 times before I can, process it. What's the most dominant image that stands out in your mind? Go.
Okay, so this one's kind of weird, but I think my favorite moment, there's so many that were visually amazing. This whole thing was just beautiful to watch. But I think my favorite moment is when Aviendha sees his arms.
Yeah.
She looks at him, and we know, people who've read the books know, she just saw some stuff. And she looks at him, and she's been fighting him being the Karakarn this whole season so far. And it's him. And now she probably knows stuff about him that she didn't want to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
He's seen him in ways she hadn't before.
I just thought hashtag igloo.
Yes, that's
igloo. Right? I didn't even go to igloo until right in this moment, and now it's even funnier. But yes, I mean, seeing the dragons like wrap around his arm is just a cool visual. So just in that of itself, yeah. Okay, that one.
It really was.
That image makes sense. What else? What else is on that list?
I loved, obviously, ladies in STEM. I mean, I have always defended her for doing what she was doing. She was just looking for some equitable power. Yeah. I can't fight with that. So
by the way,
I did love seeing her.
You and I agree on this, right? If Luz Theron had done that, everyone would have forgiven him, and they would have been like, we know it was just an accident. But because it was Mirren, you know.
He kind of destroyed the world and everybody's still chill with him, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They kind of did. Did you feel like they did Lanfear dirty?
Down there. History has done her dirty. I mean, maybe she's contributed to it a tiny bit at this point, but I mean, if they're going to call you evil, then you might as well embrace it.
We need to go back and get a recording of Grace's eyes when you said that.
I was hoping you weren't looking at me.
That is going to be so good. I am screenshotting that tonight and posting it. Recorded. You're on live. You're there live stream.
I don't know why I thought you wouldn't see that.
That's good.
The look. I get it. Yes, STEM Fear was amazing. And
speaking of that, thank you for getting Rafe to say he's going to post the pictures, because that's all I needed. I need the darkest timeline.
The darkest timeline, yeah. I will follow up. I will send Rafe a note. This is like, hey, it was awesome to see you. Darkest timeline. Hopefully we get some darkest timeline posts here. 100%. Like, we are on, like, you're 3 for 3 at this point. Like, darkest timeline post, STEM Fear. And Avienda, what is Avienda thinking when she sees Rand after this? Like that is, I don't know if you agree with this, Bree. That's like 3 of like 232 moments that like you could just sit here and talk about. Like it just felt like there was so much, right? Is there, when you said you kind of hadn't processed it yet, like what's, do you mean just that you actually got these scenes like as someone who's been a fan of these books and that we're actually got Ruidan? Is that like the moment that you just can't process, like it's actually out in the world?
And it was filmed so well. I mean, I'm a writer, as you guys probably know, like a visual person. And so I honestly was having trouble imagining how they could take that and put it on the screen and not make it look weird. And I loved everything about it. I loved the trippy ring stuff. I loved how he had to struggle to take every step. And it really just felt like this was deeply traumatic. Yeah. So it was beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I love that comment. Like nothing felt like odd or out of place, or like they didn't capture the essence of, and I want to take it further. That just gives me more confidence. The fins, they're gonna nail the fins. The fins are gonna look amazing. is how what I take from that. Like I just have so much faith now in like something that's hard to do. They've done it, and it's like no problem. So when they do something that we always feel like, I don't know how that'll look on the screen, like I have no trepidation about that anymore.
But to like one thing to add to this, like I mean the Road to the Spear and the Dedicated as 2 chapters. A lot of people love them because it is really great storytelling. And again, I'm not taking anything away. There's like a ton of work that went into this. It sounds like they made the impossible possible. They put a lot of hard work into this. But the foundation of what they did is really strong. I mean, in comparison to everything else in the book, that always stands out, right? Yeah. So when you take something like this, like, you know, I love the Shadow Rising. But if I compare that to the Pool of Sidene at the end of Eye of the World, obviously this one is my favorite. And if I want to tell a story and build the visuals around it, even though really difficult, and I'm like you, Bree, I could never imagine glass columns in my head and the huge event, the Sora and all that, and Ruidan City in the Clouds. They pulled it off really well, but the story is very compelling. The what was underneath, what they had to work with was very compelling. And that's honestly one of the reasons I think we're seeing this reaction, because the best part of the story was told in the best possible way on TV. Just two things coming together, and they just nailed it and did it so well. I don't think they can do the same thing with like different parts of the story. Maybe others, like when you get to Dumai's Wells, maybe they can get some of that emotional stuff to the surface like they did here. But this one, just a special moment. Storytelling, visuals, costumes, everything.
They dialed it up, right? They dialed it up the whole way. They dialed it up, and it worked. Like that's the cool thing. They dialed it up and it landed. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is like the scene, and I think I said this when I was on the show a couple of weeks ago. This is the scene for me that makes the series unique. It's the scene that elevates the world building. It's the scene that just it blew my mind the first time I read it 30 years ago, and it blew my mind yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep. I've never fallen in love with a story because of knowing how much we lost, versus because you always want to win and you always want to advance. This one's just like there's a certain sadness to it that just once you settle into it, it's just so beautiful. And again, like I said, I love that story. They made it shine. It's a great story, but I really think not everybody would have delivered on it like this show did today. And again, it was just a perfect storm of everything clicking just right. And I love that. So,
yeah. 100%.
And Yosha.
And
what the heck? That was so good.
Yeah. No, like Yosha just killed it.
Totally.
Like I hope, like I don't know how actors process that stuff after they like film something so long, like and then it comes out like, is there tension the entire time? Are they wondering? Or are they just like past it? Maybe everyone's just so different in that, but like, I hope he's had a moment just to kind of take in the reactions and just know this is out in the world right now and people are how much they're enjoying it. So
he put out a long post, right? That was really nice.
He did, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and then behind the episode, if you saw behind the episode, it could not have been easy to play 7 people, and he was saying he had to do a lot of those shots in such a small, like short period of time. From knowing the lines. I mean, he's a professional actor, but like just kind of like the getting in costume, getting in character, getting the voice, getting the posture, all that other stuff cannot be easy at all. Like a really, really tough job, and he pulled it off so well.
By the way, I haven't seen that. Omar, are there spoilers in that for episode 5?
No, there's spoilers for episode 4. Are there?
Oh yeah, I do think they play a teaser at the beginning of it.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, just skip through the teaser, but then the rest is good. Yeah.
By the way, as Zach said, I love the show. Just wanted to say, okay, good night. I go to sleep. Walking now. Okay, everybody. Yeah. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this and let everybody get to their beds or move on with their days. But this is Yosha's post. He said, Season 3, Episode 4, Heaven and Hell. Someone told me Robert Jordan thought Ruidan was some of his best writing. I'm with him. Rafe Judkins ran with it and made it his best. Working with Thomas Napper, my director and my dear friend, never felt like work, though the prosthetics sure did. With Terrence Showers as another pillar, the three of us talked until we walked. I'm proud of everyone and grateful I got the playground I wished for. I never want to stop playing. Bringing 7 different characters to life in this episode was a dream. The gaps between the book, script, shoot, and edit are marathons apart. True collaboration, makeup, costume, prosthetics. Some took 7 hours in a chair, a whole lot of hands, and a ton of patience, and that was just the outside, the tip of the iceberg with a universe of an inner world brewed in the deep. Each character faces their biggest fight, their greatest sacrifice, all leading to our purpose. Rosamund Pike, I'll carry you out again and again, time after time. Hell and heaven. Be ready for episode 7, Marcus Ruda. And best pictures made by our lovely Martin Lucille. I don't know who that is, but awesome post. Yes, and I think
are you gonna say like who that someone is? I mean, are you just gonna like gloss over that? No.
Hey, give Yosha writing credit for one of the upcoming seasons. So
exactly. Yes. Yes, very, very cool.
Yes,
very cool thing for Yosha to post, and it looks like he is feeling it, and and amazing. So yes, Vashi's like, it was you, Innkeeper. Didn't you tell him that about RJ? Did I tell him that about RJ in our interview? Is that what I brought up?
Yeah, you did.
I think so.
So yes, someone.
It's so funny where like things you've done, and it's like I don't remember it.
Matt is like, I wonder where he found that.
Yes, stop.
You told him, or he found it on Theoryland, one of the two. So.
Exactly. Anyone could have found it.
Anything on Theoryland, that's Innkeepers. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bree, for calling in. Appreciate you being first-time caller. Any final thought or question you'd like to leave us with?
I am also really excited for episode 7 because that is also one of my favorite parts of this book. I mean, this book just never stops. So we're in for a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. Honestly, like we were just in the Threefold Land. Did that for you, Grace.
Thank you. Appreciate
you're
that.
welcome. You're welcome. I want to see us move, like Tanchico is one of those places I just want to go this season. So it's like, give me Tanchico. I want to see Two Rivers, just blow up. Right. So give me Two Rivers, and then Elida. It's like, give me more Showrunner. Like, what is Elida up to? So yes, please do like this video on the way out. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And this is a blast, everybody. Really appreciate you all being here. And Bree, have a good night. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
You guys too. Thanks.
Okay. Yep.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye,
Bree.
Awesome time, and thank you, the three of you. What a fun way to end this week. And I'm gonna go take a break. I'll end up posting some stuff. Whatever. You know how it is. But
sleep first, then post.
Sleep first, then.
But
post.
everyone, go review the show. Go review the show on IMDb, on Metacritic, please.
Yeah, please.
Don't go do it.
Yeah, if you wanna, if we have those links, we'll post them in.
I'll post them. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you to all of our callers. They were awesome. What a fun,
thank you.
What a fun time to speak with
and
everybody.
Rafe.
And yes, please do go rate these episodes. And yes, thank you to Rafe. I totally forgot about that.
that was like
thank you for
that was the show.
Yes,
so
thank you,
go
Rafe.
Rafe.
It was awesome. Rafe, he stayed around. That was awesome. He stayed around, and we had a long interview and chat with him.
Yeah,
and he gave some great answers. It was a lot of fun. So
yeah,
hope you all enjoyed it, and can't wait to see what next week brings us. And that's it. That's it, everybody. As we sit on here, good night from the Dusty Wheel, and smash to black. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like, this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn?
And if you don't like that, you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the Two Rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
sad. I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge! Yay!
Harold's baby face mounted on a huge body. So all
this
of
is
a
not
sudden,
just a
wow.
traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi elements.
Just a moment ago, Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me, and
probably I would say put in 70-80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no.
You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like, this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So
Amdana.
Mirin sedai.
Elati kodome.
Tak, ai sedai. Raksor. Ilan laga.
Jalati se.
Chia kai. Kama tueta, chelano valakai.
Valakai. Valakai ayes kadao.
Choshiat. Gavane. Ane asajada.
Fonai tamarasim. Mojli tortu. Jayandar loge.
Logai Gavane.
Balden. Baldenaya sedane. Sahit.
the true power is in that spot. See, I totally didn't even notice that. Like,
it's like it was like
it's right there.
It's right
like,
there.
I hadn't actually seen it. Like, I was like, really, the true power? She says the true power, and she totally did say the true power there.
And it wasn't like it was like the power and the true power. Like, yeah.
The true power. Like, I need to go back. I have not watched that one. I like smashed. Like, I was like, smashed Mirren. Smashed on Mirren. Like, this is a whole fun. I like this kind of like. What's so funny is you have to kind of go here with like. He's like, imagine this is Luce Theron. Right, like that's Luce Theron, and you can be like, oh yeah, look, they're just kind of hanging out, chatting. But no.
She's wearing like what's her footwear?
Loafers again?
She was wearing like these kind of like slippers type of thing. They're like these slip-ins, like a slip-ins.
Well, you'd have to like send me like a, you'd have to like send me a screenshot. It's like I can't zoom in on the show.
But you can see it if you like if you just see it.
By the way, like I didn't like talk about this scene at all for like those 3.5 hours. Like we didn't like dig into this at all. Like oh yeah, she's wearing like slippers. They're like
yeah.
They're
like comfortable, like yeah.
Oh, you can't really see them.
No, if you play it, you see it, yeah. But yeah, slip-ons.
Oh yeah, slip-ons.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, she's got like her little researcher slip-ons.
Yeah.
I love the look of that space that they're doing that in.
I mean, the circular window is so like futuristic sci-fi. It's like such a like how do we make this look like sci-fi? Oh, you make the window circular.
That's the whole like his walk back through. It'd be really interesting for us show watchers, and it'd be fun to kind of like Tori,
Dr. S, yeah,
Tori and Dr. S, to like hear their reaction of seeing this, right? Because they're like show only watchers, and I want to go and watch their reaction to that. Yeah, we just want to come back. I wanted to come back and like watch this scene. I didn't really get to see it, so like what is? Oh, you know what? And this part is like I need to listen to this again because it's like. What does it make me think of? It's like another sci-fi movie that I can't put my finger on. I'm going to remember it, but yeah, here we go. I love how it like it breaks up inside it.
The sound design is so good.
The cinematography here is amazing too.
Yeah.
Blood ancestors.
Yeah, so good.
Oh, Arrival.
Arrival is that's what it is. Oh man, that's so good.
Arrival is so good. Yeah.
Yes, I could not place it. Arrival. Thank you so much, Alex. Oh man. Yeah.
Dennis Villeneuve. I can never say that name.
That definitely is like kind of gives me Arrival vibes. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was it. I just wanted to come in, and see this moment and listen to that sound. And now we'll let you all get back to any final note from you, either of you.
No, we don't know when we'll be back, but we will definitely be back next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, at the very least.
At the very least. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is please rate the show. Please rate the show. If you haven't, please do it.
Where's that? Is it? Did they just send
on all of them
like IMDb or?
I'll post. I have all the links. I'll post them on Twitter and Blue Sky and Facebook. I'll post them everywhere for everyone to have them. If you haven't, please just take a couple of minutes, put in your honest opinion. It'll help the show. Some people are doing the opposite, so it'll be kind of nice to equalize that and try to boost it a little bit.
Yeah. On that note, thank you very much, gentlemen, and thank you, everybody. And as you're starting to hear, good night again from the Dusty Wheel. Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Did I not smash the black?
You didn't smash the
I just turned it on.
Innkeeper's really tired.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. As I share out here, good night from the Dusty Wheel. And smash the black. Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you. You're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So.
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
sad.
I see Lucomi as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge! Yay!
Pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all of a sudden,
This is not just
like,
a traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
and
elements.
Just a moment ago, Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me, and
probably I would say put in 70-80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,